That you waving from the canoe down the lake? Let me send you a selfie with the fish I just caught. I loves me some nature.
Pro-Am Tackle, 1094 Nairn, or follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Salisbury House has hit a home run with the introduction of their new premium fresh-cut fries by Cavendish. Available at all 7 Salisbury House family and 7 Sal's Express restaurants. And Shop Park too. They will remind you of the taste and quality when Mom made them at home. So swing into Sal's for their new fresh-cut fries on every platter. Ask about Goldeyes vouchers redeemable for free tickets to Goldeyes home games. Compliments of Salisbury House. Your house, your food, your way.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Welcome back to Shaw Park and the Rona pregame show ride to the ballpark. Winnipeg and Fargo getting set to finish up their 3-game series and their season series for 2014. The Goldeyes clinched a winning record in the season series a few weeks ago when they finished off the sweep at Newman Outdoor Field, but Winnipeg right now 10-2, a chance to get one more win against the RedHawks and knock them 12 back in the American Association North. On the Rubber is brought to you by Cal Tire with 6 convenient locations in the Capital Region. We're more than just tires. Cal Tire, true service. Chandler Barnard will get the start tonight for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. The 28-year-old right-hander has made 6 starts this year. Barnard 4-1. with a 3.19 ERA. 36 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 31 hits, walked 17, and struck out 17. Opponents are hitting just .235 against Chandler Barnard as a member of the Winnipeg Goldeyes. He's coming off a very good effort on Friday. He would take a no decision, and the Goldeyes would fall to the Kansas City T-Bones by a final of 5-4, but Barnard was real good that night. He went 7 innings, allowed 3 earned runs on 7 hits, walked 2, and struck out 1. And really from about the 3rd inning through the final inning that he pitched in the 7th, he was almost untouchable. At one point retired 10 batters in a row against a good Kansas City lineup, and Barnard will make the start here this evening. He has faced the RedHawks 3 times already this year. June 8th at Newman Outdoor Field in what Rick Forney called a must-win game. The Goldeyes were trying to avoid a sweep, and Barnard delivered in his Goldeyes debut. Allowed 3 earned runs on 6 hits in 5 1/3, and the Goldeyes won 7-4. He would face them on June 30th in the nightcap of the doubleheader. That was the game the Goldeyes won 15-1. in which they touched up Justin Erasmus over the first couple of innings. Barnard threw a complete game in that ball game. 7 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 4 base hits. And then he faced them again July 5th at Newman Outdoor Field. That was the Saturday game, the second time the Goldeyes went down to Fargo. He allowed 3 earned runs and 5 hits in 6 1/3. And if you remember, the 3 runs he gave up came on 1 swing. That was a 3-run homer to right from Ronnie Burkwood. Otherwise, Barnard didn't give up anything else. In all 3 of those starts against the RedHawks, he picked up the victory. Lifetime against Fargo, 3 starts in 2 relief appearances. Barnard is 3-0 with an ERA of 2.95. This will be his 4th start of the year at Shaw Park. He's 2-1 in this ballpark with a 2.00 earned run average, and he'll make his 7th start of the season. Barnard in his 6th year of professional baseball, 31-19, a career .620 winning percentage with a lifetime 3.83 ERA. His opponent tonight will be right-hander Brian Ernst. He was outstanding last year as a true rookie. He went 7-2 in 13 starts with a 4.34 ERA and really helped to fortify the RedHawks rotation down the stretch. He helped them get to the American Association playoffs, winning the North Division for a 2nd straight year. Ernst this season, he's been a little inconsistent, a record of 5-4 in 12 starts, a higher ERA at 5.71, but when you break down the numbers a little bit more, you might say that 5.71 ERA is a little bit high. Ernst in 11 of his 12 starts has given up 4 or fewer earned runs, so he has given up more than 4 earned runs in a start just 1 time the entire year. So you say, well, that 5.71 ERA is a little bit high, but Ernst generally will keep the RedHawks in the ball game. Where Ernst has run into problems is with the walks. He's walked 43 batters this year, most in the American Association. And Ernst on 4 different occasions this season has walked 5 batters, including a start against the Winnipeg Goldeyes back in July 6th. Now, Winnipeg never saw Ernst in 2013. That July 6th start, that was the finale of the series at Newman Outdoor Field a few weeks ago. The Goldeyes won that game 14-4. Ernst kept the RedHawks in it. He went 5 1/3, allowed 3 earned runs and 4 hits. The Goldeyes would take the lead in the 6th, and a hit from Casey Arthur. And that was the day where they scored 10 times in the 9th, all with 2 men down, highlighted by home runs from Reggie Abercrombie and Donnie Webb. But Brian Ernst started that ball game, his only career start against the Winnipeg Goldeyes. He is coming off an effort on Friday against Sioux Falls in which he picked up a win. He went 8 strong innings, allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out 5. Ernst has won his last 2 starts, and he has won his last 3 decisions. So Brian Ernst trying to get things turned around for good over the second half as the RedHawks try and make a run at both the North Division and the Wild Card. Chandler Barnard and Brian Ernst are your starting pitchers. The Goldeyes have won 4 in a row. They're 41-23 this season. The RedHawks have dropped 4 straight. They are 30-34 and 11 games back of the Goldeyes in the American Association North. That'll wrap things up for this edition of the Rona pregame show. Ride to the ballpark. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, we'll have tonight's starting lineups and first pitch after this on Jewel 101.
Thanks for listening to the Winnipeg Goldeyes Rona pregame show Ride to the Ballpark. Stay tuned. The game is coming up next on Jewel 101. This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101 Winnipeg.
The Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel is dedicated to making your stay as easy and carefree as possible. With over 8,000 square feet of meeting space and 213 guest rooms, the Best Western Plus can accommodate events large and small. Their on-site catering team and event planners offer customized menu options and expert service. Book your next corporate event, wedding, or conference at the Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel, 1715 Wellington Avenue, or call 204-786-0687 for more information.
Things you'll never hear a Cambrian Credit Union member say.
Oh, I just love paying service fees.
My high mortgage rate is amazing.
Yes, I'll pay $1.50 to use this ATM.
With Cambrian Credit Union's great rates and free banking through the UNFI, Cambrian members won't say these things. With a full range of hassle-free financial services, they're here for Manitobans. Cambrian Credit Union, building strong financial foundations for making dreams come true.
Honey, where should I put this?
In the basement.
I don't think there's any room.
Sound familiar? If your home or garage has accumulated more than it can hold, let BFI Canada help. Rent a temporary bin from BFI for a day, a week, or longer. Too much stuff? Then call the Blue. Call BFI Canada to schedule your delivery today. BFI Canada, a Progressive Waste Solutions company.
What should we bring to the lake for dinner tonight?
Something easy that we can throw in the cooler.
Turkey.
Granny's Poultry introduces their seasoned boneless turkey breast.
Sounds good.
Really good.
Pick up a Granny's frozen seasoned boneless turkey breast from your neighborhood grocery store. Throw it in the cooler, and by the time you get to the lake, it's barbecue ready. Granny's Poultry, your local poultry farmer's own cooperative. To find a retailer or for simply delicious recipes, visit grannys.ca. Granny's, good-natured.
Most days, you can predict what life's going to throw at you.
He's 2 for 2 at bat so far today.
But every once in a while...
Strike! Oh, he did not see that coming.
When life throws you a curveball, Ranger Insurance will protect what's important to you. Whether it's home, life, auto, or commercial, they have a plan that fits your needs. Ranger Insurance, putting relationships first. For the protection you deserve, visit rangerinsurance.ca.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Bunny some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get backwards. Root for the whole team. If they don't win, it's a shame. Now it's 1, 2, 3 strikes. You're out of the old ball game.
It's time for Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on the crystal clear FM airwaves of Jewel 101. Now, let's go to the ballpark for tonight's game. Here's Steve Schuster.
From Shaw Park in Winnipeg, Manitoba, you're listening to Goldeyes Baseball, presented by MTS on Jewel 101. Tonight it's Game 3 of a 3-game series between the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks and your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Tonight's starting pitchers for the RedHawks, right-hander Brian Ernst, and for the Goldeyes, right-hander Chandler Barnard. Well, hi again, everyone, and thanks for tuning in. The Goldeyes have won 4 straight, and they swept a doubleheader from the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks last night, winning by scores of 7-2 and 4-3. Winnipeg is now 41-23 this season, and they lead the St. Paul Saints by 3 games in the North. St. Paul won at home earlier this afternoon against the Sioux Falls Canaries. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, managed by Doug Simonek, who is in his 19th season. Zach Penpraise is the shortstop and leading off. Ronnie Berkwin is at third base and batting second. C.J. Rutherford is the second baseman hitting third. Eric Castro is the first baseman and batting cleanup. Nick Jackson is in center field hitting fifth. Petey Paramore is the catcher batting sixth. Brandon Tripp is the right fielder hitting seventh. Sawyer Carroll is the DH hitting eighth. And Anthony Cascaden is the left fielder in batting ninth. The starting lineups are brought to you by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Fans, when you visit the Sky Suite level at Shaw Park, make sure to stop and relax in one of 3 Lazy Boy comfort zones. Each Lazy Boy comfort zone is fully furnished with the latest Lazy Boy sofas, love seats, coffee tables, and their world-famous recliners. The Winnipeg Goldeyes would like to thank Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, located at 1425 Ellis Avenue, for their support. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, live life comfortably. On the mound tonight for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, 28-year-old right-hander Chandler Barnard, who makes his 7th start of the season as a member of Winnipeg, and he is making his 4th start this year against the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Barnard 4-1 in his first 6 outings with an ERA of 3.19. 36 2/3 innings pitched, 31 hits allowed, 17 walks, 17 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .235 against Chandler Barnard. Barnard will take on Zach Penpraise, Ronnie Berkwin, and C.J. Rutherford here in the top half of the first inning. Chandler Barnard coming off a no decision, but he pitched well last Friday against the Kansas City T-Bones at Community America Ballpark. He went 7 innings, allowed 3 earned runs on 7 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1. The Goldeyes would eventually fall by a final of 5-4, would bounce back to take the next 2 games in the series. Zach Penpraise, a right-hand batter, .249 this year with 3 homers and 22 runs batted in. He had a couple of hits in the nightcap of Tuesday's doubleheader. A tall right-hand batter, close stance. Barnard winds, and the first pitch of the night is a sinker taken low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tonight's first pitch at 7:07 p.m. brought to you by Best Western Plus. Penpraise hitting .291 over his last 20 games played. Sinker on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel is Winnipeg's premier event venue. Book your next corporate event, wedding, or conference at the Best Western Plus Winnipeg Airport Hotel. Swing and a miss at a sinker outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ronnie Berkwin, a left-hand batter, waiting on deck. And with Barnard, a right-hand pitcher, on the mound, the RedHawks have as many as 6 lefties in their starting lineup. Barnard winds first base side of the rubber. The 1-2 pitch. Penpraise offers at a bunt. He pulls back, and it's strike 3. Zach Penpraise thought about dropping a bunt down to the left side on a 2-strike count, and he couldn't hold up in time. And Chandler Barnard strikes out Zach Penpraise to begin tonight's game. That first strikeout is brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. Manitoba Hydro reminds you to be safe around electricity. 1 strike, and you're out. Ronnie Berkwin, the third baseman, stepping to the plate. Berkwin, a left-handed batter, hitting .268 this year. Tied for 5th in the league with 12 homers, and he has driven in 39. First pitch, a sinker taken low and away. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Berkwin had a single in the opener of last night's doubleheader, which extended his hitting streak to 9 in a row. Sinker on the outside corner, 1-1. He would take an 0-for in Game 2, breaking that 9-game streak, much the way Casey Harther had a 12-game hitting streak come to an end in Game 2 last night. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul outside of first. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We talk about it all the time in the doubleheader. It's so hard to keep a hitting streak going. You can have 4 or 5 hits in the opener, but if you don't get a hit in the nightcap, your streak is broken, even though that's a great night overall. And with the game shortened to 7 innings, you have 1, maybe 2 fewer at-bats than you otherwise would to try and extend a hitting streak. The 1-2 to Berkwin, swinging a grounder foul outside of first, out in front of a slider. And it's still 1-2. C.J. Rutherford waiting on deck. An absolutely gorgeous evening here at Shaw Park and a big crowd on hand. 23 degrees Celsius, 73 Fahrenheit. Humidity at just 38% and winds of 5 clicks per hour coming out of the northeast. Right-hand pitcher, left-hand batter. Berkwin crowds the plate. Another 1-2 pitch, fouled off the mask of Jordan Gaida. And it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. No score in the top half of the first. The final regular season matchup between the Goldeyes and the RedHawks. Winnipeg 10-2, and they've won 10 straight after the RedHawks had taken the first 2 of the season series in early June at Newman Outdoor Field. Berkwin, great career numbers against the Winnipeg Goldeyes. A .285 average in 47 games, 10 homers and 31 driven in, going back to 2011. Another 1-2. Fastball taken outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barnard 3-0 against the RedHawks this season. In 3 starts, June 8th in Fargo, June 30th here at Shaw Park, and July 5th at Newman Outdoor Field. 3-0 with a 3.37 ERA in those outings. The 2-2 to Berkwin, hit foul off to the left side, and it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Berkwin always gives you a tough at-bat. He currently ranks 4th in the league in walks at 46. He's got a great on-base percentage at .394. He will strike out from time to time, 66 of them this year, tied for the second most in the American Association. Rutherford on deck, 1 out, nobody on, top half of the first. Barnard gets the sign from Jordan Gaida. Another 2-2 pitch, fastball high and outside, and now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Berkwin's done a good job to battle back from 1-2 to a full count, and this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up to the RedHawks third baseman. Barnard quick to the windup. Here's the payoff pitch. High fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Mazzola onto the warning track. Mazzola by the wall. He's under it. Makes the catch. And there's 2 men down. So Ronnie Berkwin, who hit a homer off Chandler Barnard at Newman Outdoor Field back on July 5th, challenged one there, hitting a deep fly ball to right. He got on it just a bit, and Mazzola caught it on the back part of the warning track. Well, that'll bring up C.J. Rutherford, and you can hear some of the boos in the crowd here at Shaw Park. Rutherford, in last night's doubleheader in the second game, was on second base with 2 outs when Eric Castro singled on a ground ball to right field and barreled over Luis Allen at the plate, and Allen was down for a few minutes. The first pitch, fastball taken high and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Rutherford, .264 in the year, 5 homers, and 44 runs batted in. Those are tied for 7th in the American Association. A right-hand batter, sinker, misses just outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Tonight's umpires, Bobby Feaster is behind the plate, Nick Gonzalez at first, and Joe Stegner is at third base. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the first inning, and the 2-0 from Barnard. That sinker misses just outside, 3 balls and no strikes. He looked at the replay of that play from multiple angles in the top of the first inning last night about a dozen times, and really what it comes down to is this. You can't fault Rutherford trying to make contact with Luis Allen. Fastball low and outside, ball 4, and Rutherford is on board with a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Eric Castro.
Now batting, the first baseman.
When the throw came in from Josh Mazzola in right field, Luis Allen for the most part had the baseline block. So you don't necessarily fault C.J. Rutherford for making contact. Where the controversy comes in is the manner in which Rutherford did it. He essentially left his feet and lunged at Luis Allen, throwing an elbow towards the head. And if you watch the replay, Allen hits the ground shoulder first, and then his head whips down onto the dirt. Sinker low and inside, and Eric Castro, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. But as we said last night, and this we saw right away, perhaps worse than anything else, what Rutherford did is what he didn't do, and that was not pat Allen on the back, no apology, nothing of that sort, and he didn't do it when he came to the plate in his second at-bat. Sinker on the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. That would have gone a long way among the fans in the Goldeyes, but there is no such etiquette in that part of C.J. Rutherford, and he was booed heavily over his final 3 trips to the plate last night. Eric Castro, a left-hand batter, drove in 2 last night in game number 2. He takes a slider on the outside corner, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eric Castro hitting .302 in 14 games with the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, no homers and 4 driven in. To put it in a hockey perspective, the hit that Rutherford put on Luis Allen last night, it would be characterized as an illegal check to the head. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball taken away, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the most important thing that came out of all of that was that Luis Allen was okay because he was down behind the plate for really several minutes. And it was just good to see him get back to his feet under his own power. He had finished catching that ball game, having already caught 7 innings in game 1. And he even chipped in a base hit, which helped contribute to the rally in the bottom half of the second. We're scoreless in the top half of the first. This is a 9-inning game between the Goldeyes and the RedHawks. C.J. Rutherford is on first with 2 men down. 2-2 on Castro, the left-handed slugger. 18 homers last season in Double-A, 27 the year before in Single-A, playing in the Houston Astros organization. Defensively tonight for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, Casey Harther is at first base. Brock Bond is at second. Jake Blackwood at third. Tyler Kuhn is the shortstop. Donnie Webb is in left field. Reggie Abercrombie in center. Josh Mazzola is in right field. And Jordan Guida does the catching for the right-hander Chandler Barnard. Barnard, 5'11", 180 pounds, 28 years old, from Lubbock, Texas. Here's the set from Barnard, first base side of the rubber. He comes down to the belt. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a foul off the mask of Jordan Guida, and it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Goldeyes once again in the alternate red tops. Goldeyes in navy blue block lettering on the front side, names in white, numbers in navy blue in the back. Home white pants with no trim, and the all red caps. The RedHawks are in their traditional road grays, RedHawks in red lettering and underline in the front, numbers in red, no names in the back. Matching gray pants with the red trim and the all black hats. Castro lines it to center field. Abercrombie to his right, makes the catch battling the sun, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. Middle of the first at Shaw Park. It's the RedHawks nothing, and the Goldeyes coming to bat on Jewel 101.
Summer barbecues on the patio. They're all fun and games until someone slips and drops an entire plate of steaks.
No!
Prairie Safety Surfacing can help keep your family and steaks safe all year round with Rubber Rock, the original rubber safety surfacing in North America since 1983. Prairie Safety Surfacing mix and pour Rubber Rock on site to create a seamless, non-skid finish on your patio, driveway, pool deck, and more. Trust the original Rubber Rock. Bounces like rubber, wears like rock. Learn more at prairiesafetysurfacing.com.
Nice day. Want a drink? Yeah, sure. Pass me a Pepsi. Whoa! Do you hear that? Open your Pepsi. Whoa! That was awesome.
Hit it out of the park this summer with the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi. Pepsi, live for now.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
No score, bottom half of the first inning. Chandler Barnard worked around a 2-out walk in the top half. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Winnipeg Goldeyes, managed by Rick Forney, who is in his 9th season. Brock Bond is the second baseman and leading off. Josh Mazzola is the right fielder and batting second. Tyler Kuhn is the shortstop hitting third. Casey Harther is at first base and batting cleanup. Jake Blackwood is at third base hitting fifth. Donnie Webb is in left field hitting sixth. Reggie Abercrombie is the center fielder hitting seventh. Luis Allen is the DH hitting eighth. And Jordan Guida is the catcher in batting ninth. On the mound tonight for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, right-hander Brian Ernst, a true rookie for the RedHawks last season. He's made 12 starts this year, 5-4 with a 5.71 ERA, 63 innings pitched. He's allowed 72 hits. He's walked 43, most in the American Association, and has struck out 45. Opponents are hitting 283 against Brian Ernst this season. He'll face Bond, Mazzola, and Kuhn in the bottom half of the first. Again, we're back to a regularly scheduled 9-inning game. Brock Bond is it safely in 9 in a row, a switch hitter left-handed. And he takes a sinker over the inside half of the knees. It's 0-1. Bond last night accomplished the rare feat, maintaining a hitting streak during a doubleheader. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner at the knees, and it's 0-2. Bond is hitting .309 in 30 games with the Winnipeg Goldeyes. No homers and 11 runs batted in. He crowds the plate. Ernst winds on the 0-2 pitch. Changeup outside and low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brian Ernst coming off a victory on Friday against the Sioux Falls Canaries. Allowed 2 earned runs in 8 innings. The pitch, fastball inside, And it's now 2-2. Josh Mazzola waiting on deck. It was 3 overall runs, 2 earned on 6 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 5. He has made 1 career start against the Goldeyes that came this season. Hit of the ground, a shortstop. 3 hops picked up by Penpraise. Fires across to first, and it's just in time to get Brock Bond. Zach Penpraise shows off the good arm at short. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom half of the first. Defensively tonight for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, Eric Castro is at first base. C.J. Rutherford is at second. Ronnie Berkman is at third. Zach Penpraise is the shortstop. Anthony Cascaden is in left field. Nick Jackson in center. Brandon Tripp in right. And P.D. Paramore behind the plate for the right-hander Brian Ernst. 6 foot even, 215 pounds, just 23 years old, from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Sinker over the inside half, 87 miles an hour, and it's 0-1 on Josh Mazzola, red hot at the plate. His season average at 263. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mazzola with 8 home runs, and he is tied for 11th in the American Association with 41 runs batted in. Right-hand batter, wide open stance. Curveball taken outside, and it's now 2-1 in the Goldeyes right fielder. Over his last 32 games, Mazzola hitting .315, 6 homers, 30 driven in, and 25 runs scored. Bases empty, 1 out, the 2-1 pitch. That sinker's on the outside corner, 2-2. So Brian Ernst has shown good command of that 2-seam sinker to both sides of the plate over the first 2 hitters, Bond and Mazzola, former teammates in the San Francisco Giants organization. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. That one got away from Paramore, but no harm done with the bases empty. Tyler Kuhn hitting third once again, waits on deck. An absolutely gorgeous evening here at Shaw Park. A huge crowd is on hand, and the Goldeyes, not counting the All-Star game, they will not play a home game until August 7th. They will play their next 11 on the road. 3-2 to Mazzola. Swing and a miss. Got him on a sinker inside. First strikeout for Brian Ernst, and there's 2 outs and nobody on for Tyler Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn, a left-hand batter, 3rd in the league and hitting at .356. 4 home runs and 34 runs batted in. He's hitting .385 in his last 26 games. 42 for 109. And he has driven in 22 runs during that stretch. He had an RBI double last night in game 2 of the doubleheader. First pitch, fastball high and away, 90 miles an hour, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. The stuff is apparent for the right-hander Brian Ernst. A hard fastball with good velocity for this league, a sharp 12-6 curve. Fastball misses outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. He gets good movement on the fastball. But even last year when he went 7-2, he had some trouble with the walks. He walked 34 and 76 in 2/3 innings in 2013. Kuhn swings and loops one foul the other way over the third base stands, and it's now 2-1 in the Goldeyes shortstop. This season, Ernst with 43 walks in 63 innings pitched. That comes out to 6.1 walks per 9 innings. And he has walked as many as 5 in 4 different starts. The 2-1 pitch, high inside with a fastball, and it's now 3-1. He walked 5 against the Goldeyes on July 6th, but despite that, he kept the RedHawks in the game. He allowed 3 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings with taking no decision, and Winnipeg went on to win. The 3-1, high and outside, ball 4. So the Goldeyes, as the RedHawks did in the top of this inning, get a 2-out walk from their number 3 hitter. Tyler Kuhn draws his 25th of the year. He entered today 10th in the league in on-base percentage at .406, and will be a threat to run 8 for 10 in stolen bases. P.D. Paramore back behind the plate has done a solid job throwing at runners this season. Paramore 13 out of 62, 21%. First pitch on the way to Casey Harther is a sinker on the outside edge for a strike, 0-1. Harther still leading the league in batting. .399, 7 homers, and he is tied with Josh Mazzola for 11th in the league with 41 runs batted in. Broken bat liner, 1 hopper to short, backhanded by Penpraise. He goes to second to force out Kuhn, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and 1 runner left on base. End of 1 at Shaw Park. No score on Jewel 101.
The Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation supports children's charities in Manitoba. I'm Tony Fletcher, Foundation President, urging you to get involved with the Fillmore Riley K's for Kids program by pledging a dollar amount per Goldeyes strikeout. Or show your support by picking up a Goldeyes license plate from your local Auto Pack dealer. The foundation receives $30 from each one sold. Thanks to you, the Field of Dreams Foundation has donated more than $1.6 million to children's charities since 1995.
Boys never outgrow their need for toys. The toys just get bigger. Metro Center, Winnipeg store for all things trailer, can help you take your toys anywhere you want to go. Trailers, parts, hitches, Metro Center has it all. Plus, you'll earn Air Miles reward miles with every purchase. Over 4,000 square feet of trailer parts, truck accessories, online ordering, knowledgeable staff, trailer service. Everything you need to haul your toys is at your Winnipeg trailer store. Metro Center, 620 Nairn. Visit metrotrailers.ca.
Year after year, after year after year, after year after year, after year after year. For 7 consecutive years, Johnson Waste Management, with a reputation for business excellence, has been recognized as the best waste management services provider in Winnipeg. Johnson Waste Management, doing our best to be the very best year after year after year after year.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Help support the Winnipeg Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation by purchasing a Path of Dreams sidewalk brick, and your name will go down in history. Literally. Personalized bricks located on the walkway to Shaw Park are a unique way to honor loved ones, promote businesses and organizations, or celebrate a special event. For more information on how to purchase your Path of Dreams sidewalk brick, call the Goldeyes office at 982-BASE. Top half of the second here at Shaw Park. Goldeyes and RedHawks scoreless in the finale of this 3-game series. Nick Jackson leads off against Chandler Barnard, a left-hand batter. And the first pitch, sinker over the outside edge, and the count is 0-1. Jackson, Paramore, and Tripp, a left-hand batter, a switch hitter, and another left-hand batter. For a second straight game, Doug Simonek has stacked 5 hitters in a row that could potentially hit from the left side of the plate. The 0-1. Fastball high and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. The lefties are Berkwin, Castro, Jackson, Tripp, and Carroll. And P.D. Paramore, a switch hitter. Jordan Guida setting up inside. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Nick Jackson. Fastball high and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Castro, Jackson, Paramore, Tripp, and Carroll are all in succession in the batting order in the 4 through 8 holes. So a long run, and probably a good chance we might see either Gabe Aguilar or Brennan Lafferty before the night is finished up. The 2-1 pitch. Line shot towards first, base hit. That'll go down the right field line. Jackson will make the turn and hold up. A hard single to right field. And the RedHawks had the leadoff man on in the top half of the second. Hey fans, next time you're at a Goldeyes game, bring along a non-perishable food item for donation to Winnipeg Harvest. Collection bins are located at every ballpark entrance. Peak of the Market and the Goldeyes encourage all listeners to help those in need. P.D. Paramore, the switch hitting catcher, steps to the plate. Paramore on the season, 280 with 6 homers and 31 runs batted in. Jackson, good speed on first, 6 for 7 in steals, held by Casey Harther, a right-handed defender. The set from Barnard below the belt, and the pitch on the outside corner with a good sinker, 82 miles an hour. And the count is 0-1. Chandler Barnard, born and lives in Lubbock, Texas. He played his college baseball on the east coast of the United States, Trinity College, for 3 years, located in Hartford, Connecticut. But undrafted after his senior year in 2008. The 0-1 pitch, changeup misses just outside, 75 miles an hour. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. He would sign on in the Can-Am League after going undrafted with the Worcester Tornadoes, a team that closed its doors following the 2012 season. Barnard missed 2009, then returned to professional baseball in 2010. 1 on, nobody out. Barnard holds the set. Now a toss to first, and Jackson dives back with that attack from Casey Harther. He has seen time with several different clubs in the American Association. The Lincoln Saltdogs, the Shreveport Bossier Captains, last year El Paso and Amarillo, and is now in his 2nd stint in this season with the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And he has helped to solidify the Goldeyes rotation. Guida sets up away. Here's the 1-1. Sinker low and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Barnard in 6 starts, 4-1 with a 3.19 ERA. No score. We're in the top half of the second. Nick Jackson is on first with nobody out. 2-1 the count on P.D. Paramore. Stands off the plate with a slightly open stance from the left side. Infield set for 2. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses away. Now it's 3 balls and a strike. Paramore on the season, he's only struck out 22 times in 62 games, so we'll see if Jackson takes off here in the 3-1 count. Another dangerous left-handed batter is on deck in Brandon Tripp. Outfield playing deep and straight away against Paramore. Barnard is ready. Runner not going. 3-1 pitch. Just outside, ball 4. Close sinker there from Chandler Barnard. So a single and now a walk have given the RedHawks first and second and nobody out in the top half of the second inning. Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices only with MTS. Brandon Tripp stepping to the plate. Tripp overall this season, .279, 5 homers and 23 runs batted in 57 games between the Saints and the RedHawks. In 11 games since joining Fargo-Moorhead, he's hitting .286, 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. Brock Bond shifted to the right side, the Goldeyes second baseman. Casey Harther is tucked towards the first base line as well. Tyler Kuhn has stepped near the bag as the shortstop, and Blackwood is playing off the third base line. Tripp generally a dead pull hitter, but he'll go the other way every once in a while. First pitch, sinker taken outside, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Brandon Tripp first joined this league in 2011. Rick Forney is going to go out to the mound and have a quick talk here with Chandler Barnard. It's first and second, nobody out in the top half of the second. Jordan Guida will join the conversation as well. Tripp with side of the St. Paul Saints going into 2011, put up excellent numbers. In 60 games, he had .314 with 9 homers and 48 runs batted in. And late in the season, he was signed by the Philadelphia Phillies organization. They assigned him to the High A Clearwater Threshers, the same team that Nick Hernandez played for last season. That's in the High A Florida State League. Returned to the Phillies organization in 2012 and put up solid numbers in Double-A. That's where he spent most of that season. Came back to the Saints last year and returned again for 2014, but was released on July 10th. The RedHawks signed him 2 days later. Originally from Artesia, California, lives in La Palma, California in the offseason. 2 on and nobody out. Barnard comes set. He checks the runner at second, Nick Jackson. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Tripp. Swing and a miss. Pounded him inside of the sinker, and Tripp swung over the top. So it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Barnard entering tonight in his professional career. 31 and 19, a .620 winning percentage, and a lifetime ERA of 3.83. Jackson on second, Paramore on first. Infield hoping for a ground ball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Sinker misses outside. So the count goes to 2-1. Sawyer Carroll, another dangerous left-hand bat, is waiting on deck. Tripp was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles, a 12th round pick in 2006 out of Cal State Fullerton. He would get as high as Double-A in the Marlins organization following 2 years with the O's. Hit on the ground on the right side. Bond backhands, goes to second for 1. Kuhn to first. Double play, and there's 2 men down. That is a well-executed pitch by Chandler Barnard, a left-hand batter at the plate in a double play situation. A sinker over the outside half, knowing that Tripp is a dead pull hitter. He rolls over 1 to second base, and Brock Bond begins the 4-6-3 double play. Jackson goes to third, but now there's 2 men down. And Barnard has a chance to escape this inning unscathed. Sawyer Carroll, a left-hand batter, stepping up. Sawyer Carroll, .250 this season, 7 homers and 37 runs batted in. Barnard's going to go from the windup with a runner on third and 2 outs. Here's the first pitch. Fastball on the outside half, 85 miles an hour with movement, and the count is 0-1. Carroll, a left-hand batter with a wide open stance. Another guy who stands off the plate. Outfield plays him a step towards right field. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Carroll, a 3rd round pick by the San Diego Padres in 2008. He would get as high as Triple-A in the Padres organization last season before he was let go, and then signed with the Laredo Lemurs. Would have great numbers with them, then in his contract purchased by the Diamondbacks. Breaking ball misses inside, a slider at 75 miles an hour, and Carroll had a jackknife back. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Carroll on the year 6 out of 23, 2 outs in men in scoring position, hitting .261. He's had an up and down year, but when he is at his best, he can beat you in a lot of different ways. Hits for a high average, plays great defense, has some pop, and he can run. Swinging a line drive the other way, base hit shallow left field. Jackson will score from third, and the RedHawks take a 1-0 lead in the top half of the second. So Carroll picks up his teammate Brandon Tripp, who banged into the double play. And on 2-1, he pokes one the other way to shallow left field. Not necessarily a hard hit ball, but he gets the job done. And Carroll picks up his 38th RBI of the year. So Jackson scores from third. Carroll on first with 2 outs. 1-0 RedHawks, top of the second. Carroll has good speed, 3 for 4 this year in stolen bases. Anthony Cascaden stepping up, the number 9 hitter and left fielder. A right-hand batter stands up in the box. First pitch, sinker misses inside, and it's 1 ball and 0 strikes. Cascaden 279 this year in 38 games played, 2 homers and 14 runs batted in. He has great career numbers against the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a grounder over the mound, moving in front. Tyler Kuhn reaches down. He's got it. Throws in the move to first, and it's in time to get Cascade, and the inning is over. The RedHawks get 1 run. There were 2 hits and 1 left on base. Middle of the second at Shaw Park. 1-0 Fargo on Jewel 101.
I've always been active, but when I started putting on weight and feeling tired and even avoiding family activities, no one could tell me what was wrong. I was concerned. A friend suggested I see his chiropractor. She developed a plan that involved changes in what I was eating, lifestyle, exercise, and spinal health. Seeing me more active, the rest of my family have started their own plan. Thanks to my chiropractor for making my life better.
Manitoba Chiropractors, making life better.
It's a quiet evening at the lake. You can hear the birds singing before bed. The gentle waves. It doesn't get any better than this. Unless you add Archangel Fireworks to your night. Having a birthday? Amp it up with fireworks. Family reunion? Nothing says we missed you like a crackling peony exploding in the sky. Typical Wednesday? You guessed it. You need Archangel Fireworks. 104 Pembina Highway.
Support your own, the Goldeyes. And Fort Garry Brewing. Located right here in Winnipeg, Fort Garry Brewing is Manitoba's #1 brewery, crafting a full spectrum of delicious beers and ales, including the award-winning Fort Garry Dark and the fan-favorite Fort Garry Pale, both of which are available at Shaw Park, so cheer on the home team. Fort Garry Brewing, Manitoba made, Manitoba's own.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom half of the second at Shaw Park, the Goldeyes trailing 1-0. Sawyer Carroll with a 2-out RBI single the other way. Knocked in the first run of the night in the top half of this inning. Jake Blackwood leads off against the right-hander Brian Ernst. He'll be followed by Donnie Webb and Reggie Abercrombie in the home second. Blackwood, a right-hand batter. The first pitch, fastball on the inside corner at the knees, and it's 0-1. Blackwood hitting .265, 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. A lifetime .299 hitter against the RedHawks in 34 games played. Sinker low and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. 6 homers and 26 driven in for Blackwood in his career against the RedHawks. Most of that done, of course, in 2009 and 2010 when Blackwood was with the T-Bones. Swinging a high chopper towards third. Berkwin reaches up, he's got it. Sets, he fires across to first. And it's in time to get Jake Blackwood 1 away in the bottom half of the second. Come celebrate your birthday Goldeyes style. Partygoers receive a souvenir, hot dog, potato chips, and soft drink, plus birthday cake and mini donuts to enjoy in the stands, courtesy of Lil Orbit's Mini Donuts. The guest of honor also receives a birthday card, Goldeyes baseball, photo with Goldie, happy birthday, PA announcement during the game, and more. Parties are just $16 per person based on a minimum of 10 guests. Call the Goldeyes office at 982-BASE to book your next birthday bash. First pitch to Donnie Webb, a sinker at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. Donnie Webb had a big RBI in Game 2 of last night's doubleheader, a switch hitter from the left side of the plate. He takes a sinker low and away, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Donnie Webb having a fine year, one of the 6 Goldeyes All-Stars who will represent the team of the North on Tuesday here at Shaw Park. Change up high and outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Webb is hitting .293 in the year, 8 homers and 34 runs batted in. 1-0 RedHawks, bottom of the second, bases empty and 1 away. Outfield medium depth and a half step to right. The 2-1 pitch way inside of the fastball, and it's now 3 balls and 1 strike. Ernst in his pro career, 2 years spent both with the RedHawks, 12-6 with a 4.96 ERA. The 3-1 pitch. Sinker just outside, ball 4. A one-out walk and the tying run is on base. Second walk issued by Brian Ernst. Donnie Webb leads the league in steals. He'll be a threat to run. Webb is 26 out of 30 in stolen bases this year. The 26 steals, most in the league, and 2 more of Ryan Corey of the Wichita Wingnuts, who is in second place. Reggie Abercrombie stepping up at a good doubleheader at a 2-run homer in the first inning of Game 1, and then drove in the tying run with 2 outs on an infield single in the bottom of the second of Game 2. 1 on and 1 out. The first pitch, swing and a foul tip, held by Petey Paramore, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Abercrombie, .260 this year, 12 homers, tied for 5th in the league, and 40 driven in, tied for 16th. Another guy with great career numbers against Fargo-Moorhead. Tossed to first, and Webb gets back standing up. Eric Castro holding him on, a right-handed offender despite being a left-hand batter. Abercrombie, 33 career games against the RedHawks, a .331 average, 8 homers and 28 driven in. The runner goes, throw to second base, the slide by Webb, and he's safe as the ball goes off the glove of C.J. Rutherford. Penprace backs it up in shallow center, and Webb is safe at second with his league-leading 27th stolen base of the year. So it's 1-1 on Reggie Abercrombie. A high fastball, Petey Paramore made a strong line drive throw, but it was a bit high, and Rutherford had a jump to try and grab it, went off his glove into the outfield. So Donnie Webb now safe at second as the tying run. A single could tie this game. 1-1 the count on Reggie Abercrombie, who's hitting .310 this year with men in scoring position, and .329 with men in scoring position over the last 5 seasons. Tying run on second. Penprace trying to keep Donnie Webb close. He's got a short lead. Ernst comes set, first base side of the rubber. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a slider away. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ernst played his college baseball at East Stroudsburg State University. He was a former college teammate of Andy Noga, a true rookie last year in the Sioux City Explorers, and of course having a very solid season this year for the Kansas City T-Bones. Righty against righty. A look over at second, the 1-2 to Abercrombie, swinging a chopper towards third, a foul ball. To the left of the line, and the count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Luis Allen DHing tonight, waits on deck. Ernst finished his career at East Stroudsburg State last spring, and he was a terrific two-way player. He was 5-2 on the mound as a senior in 12 starts, a 2.70 ERA. He also had .313 at the plate with 10 runs batted in. The pitch, fastball high and outside, 89 miles an hour, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tying run on second, 1 down. RedHawks up by a run here in the bottom half of the second. Donnie Webb now with about an average lead from second base. Abercrombie crowds the plate. 2-2 pitch, line drive to left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Webb's going to be waved around by Rick Forney. Here's the relay throw by Berkman. Webb slides, safe at the plate, and the ball game is tied. Reggie Abercrombie ties the game with a line drive single to left center field. Donnie Webb waved around by Rick Forney. Ronnie Berkman cut the throw off. He made an accurate relay, but with Petey Paramore in front of the plate, he gave Webb the lane. He slid into the backside of the plate and tagged it with his hand. And the game is tied at 1. On the throw, Abercrombie took second base. And now Luis Allen steps in with a chance to give the Goldeyes the lead. So Winnipeg has answered right back. Abercrombie in second and 1 down. The first pitch to Allen. Fastball on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Allen hitting .298 this season. 3 homers and 31 runs batted in. A career .317 hitter here at Shaw Park. Allen crowds the plate deep in the box. Paramore setting up outside. Fastball down low, and Abercrombie delayed steal attempt, throw to third, the slide, and Abercrombie is out at third base. Abercrombie got a big secondary lead. That pitch was picked off the dirt by Petey Paramore. Abercrombie then took off full board at third base. Paramore was kind of caught in between and thought about throwing behind him at second. In the end, he fired to Ronnie Berkman at third. Abercrombie tried to slide in, and Berkman tagged him out. So now it's 2 outs and nobody on. 2-5 in the caught stealing at third base. Allen swings and he hits one foul the other way. That'll travel into the crowd. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 run, 1 inning, no errors for the Goldeyes, a run, 2 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. The in-game line score is brought to you by Culligan Water. Better water, pure and simple. Culligan Water has been locally owned and operated since 1956, serving Winnipeg and the surrounding areas. Allen grounds it out to second, fielded by Rutherford, tossed to first in time, and the inning is over. The Goldeyes, though, tie the game. They get a run. There was 1 hit and nobody left on base. End of 2 here at Shaw Park. It's the Goldeyes 1 and the RedHawks 1 on Jewel 101.
Here's the pitch, and it's a grand slam! Here they come. Cans, juice boxes, glass and plastic bottles into the bin.
The Winnipeg Goldeyes and Recycle Everywhere want you to swing for the fences and recycle all your empty beverage containers. They're full of potential and have thousands of uses beyond the landfill. Step up to the plate and pitch your drink containers into a recycling bin. Whether you're at home, work, school, or the ballpark, remember to recycle everywhere.
Go to bostonpizza.com and finger cook a meal the whole family will love. Don't waste your precious time cooking when you don't have to. We know you've got more important things to do, like watching sports highlights, stopping your kids from bumping into stuff, or simply taking a break from napping. And with over 100 menu items to choose from, everyone can get exactly what they want. To order, call 925-4111 or finger cook today at bostonpizza.com.
When's the last time your bank gave you a great big kiss when you walked through the door?
Excuse me?
That's what they do at Sonova Credit Union. Their DOG, you know, Director of Greetings, is a St. Bernard who welcomes all members.
Wow, can he schedule appointments too?
No need. At Sonova, you don't need an appointment, ever. Drop by whenever works for you. Bank brighter with Sonova Credit Union at one of their 11 branches throughout Manitoba, with convenient 7 days a week service in Winnipeg.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Get your group of 25 or more together for a Goldeyes game. Our group packages suit everyone from a family gathering to the team at work that wants to share in the experience of exciting Goldeyes baseball. These packages are full of benefits just for your group. Seating is available in all areas of Shaw Park. Call our group department at 982 base and let one of our event experts look after the details of your next outing. Don't forget to ask about our group picnic packages or the Goldeyes patio deck. 1-1 the score, top half of the third. Zach Penpraise in the top due up for the RedHawks. Penpraise lines the first pitch towards right center field. Long run for Mazzola, won't get it. That'll be a base hit bouncing towards the track. Mazzola cuts it off. He fires towards second, but Penpraise will get there standing up with a leadoff double. So Zach Penpraise doubles for a second straight game in this series. A leadoff double on the first pitch from Chandler Barnard, and the RedHawks have a chance to regain the lead. Winnipeg tied it on an RBI single to left from Reggie Abercrombie after Donnie Webb drew a one-out walk and stole second base. Penpraise great speed himself. Ronnie Berkwin now stepping up. Berkwin in a 9-pitch at bat and a deep and towering fly ball to right that Josh Mazzola caught a couple steps in front of the fence. Left-hand batter with good power, swinging a line drive through the whole base hit to right field. Into third is Zach Penpraise. He gets the stop sign from Bucky Burgow. They will come to the plate. It's knocked down by Guida. Guida's got it, though, up the line. No advance either by Penpraise or Berkwin, and the RedHawks on 2 pitches have a double and a single, and they have first and third and no one down for C.J. Rutherford. C.J. Rutherford, a right-hand batter. He walked on 4 pitches with 2 outs in the top of the first. Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices only with MTS. Rutherford, a .329 hitter this season with men in scoring position. He is tied for 7th in the league with 44 runs batted in. Goldeyes have the infield bag with the exception of Harther, who is holding on Berkwin at first. Berkwin not a fast runner, and he has a short lead. The first pitch, slider on the outside corner for strike 1, 73 miles an hour. So Winnipeg would gladly trade the run on third, Zach Penpraise, if they could turn 2 on the infield. Barnard got a big double play in the second and minimized the damage to 1 run. Righty against righty in the 0-1 to Rutherford. Swinging a bouncer foul to the left, and that'll go over by the Goldeyes dugout. The count is 0-2 on C.J. Rutherford. Another tough guy to strike out. He has punched out just 25 times this year in 64 games played. He has grounded into 8 double plays. In fact, the RedHawks have 4 players on their team right now that have into 8 or more double plays this season. First and third and nobody out. 1-1 in the top half of the third. Kuna step in the hole over at short. Here's the 0-2 from Barnard. Slider taken outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eric Castro, a dangerous left-hand batter, is waiting on deck. Barnard making his 4th start in a little over a month against the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. The first came back on June 8th at Newman Outdoor Field. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was still relatively early in the year, but Rick Forney had called that a must-win game, and Barnard kept the Goldeyes in it. They would go on to win 7-4. It helped Winnipeg avoid a sweep at Fargo, and it snapped a 9-game regular season losing streak that dated back to 2012 at Newman Outdoor Field. Penpre's on third, Berkwin on first, nobody out. Barnard brings the hands together. The 2-2 to Rutherford. Hit on the ground towards the hole. Tough play. Bond dives off his glove. Base hit through to right field. Penpre scores. Berkwin heading for third. Mazzola's throw won't be in time. An RBI single through the right side for C.J. Rutherford. And it's now 2-1 Fargo in the top half of the 3rd inning. So Rutherford hit it on the ground. It was hit sharply towards second and just beyond the reach. Brock Bond made a great diving effort, and it glanced off his glove into the outfield. Rutherford, a right-hand batter. Bond was shading him a little bit towards second base. So Rutherford on base for a 2nd time, his 45th RBI of the year. And the RedHawks still have 1st and 3rd and no one down, with Eric Castro stepping up. Now Berkwin is on 3rd and Rutherford is on 1st base. Here's the first pitch. Sinker misses just low. 1 ball and no strikes. Rutherford slightly above average speed. 3 out of 5 this year in steals. He's held by Casey Harther at first. 2-1 RedHawks in the top half of the 3rd inning. Fargo could tack on another run here with a deep fly ball. Infield still looking for a double play. Blackwood off the line at 3rd. The 1-0 pitch hit in the air towards the gap in right center field. This ball's going to get down for a base hit. Abercrombie knocks it down. Into scores Berkwin. Rutherford is going to be waved around by Bucky Burgow. Here's the relay from Brock Bond. He's not going to make one. Rutherford will score standing up. It's a 2-run double to right center field for Eric Castro, and that stretches the RedHawks lead of 4-1 in the top half of the 3rd. So Castro on 1-0 drives into right center field, a drive and a pair. And the RedHawks have had 4 straight reach here on the top of the 3rd inning. Castro on 2nd and no one down. Nick Jackson now steps to the plate. For Castro is 5th and 6th runs batted in as a member of the RedHawks, and is 3rd and 4th in this series. Jackson singled down the right field line leading off the 2nd. He would later score in the 2-out hit from Sawyer Carroll. Chandler Barnard working out of the stretch. Castro a slow runner. He's got a short lead at 2nd. Goldeyes get some action in their bullpen. First pitch, Jackson swings. He hits a high pop-up foul ground. Casey Arthur to his left. Onto the foul track, reaching over the stands. Now Bond goes over. Bond almost topples over the sidewall, and it lands about 4 or 5 rows into the seats. So the count is 0-1 on Nick Jackson. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the RedHawks. A run, 1 hit, and no errors for the Goldeyes. For all Goldeyes home games this season, when the Goldeyes win, all fans in attendance win a Winnie Dog thanks to Salisbury House. If the Goldeyes win tonight, you can take your game ticket to any of the 7 Sal's Express locations to receive a free Winnie Dog with a purchase of fries. The offer is valid for 7 days following the win, courtesy of Salisbury House. Line drive off the glove of a leaping Coon. It rolls to left field. Castro holds at 2nd, and Jackson will be safe at 1st. A tough break there, a rising liner. Tyler Kuhn almost made a spectacular leaping catch. Both feet were well off the ground. His glove raised high over the shoulder, and it popped off the edge in a shallow left field, and Jackson will get credit for an infield single. Taylor Bratton, the rookie left-hander, is the pitcher warming up in the bullpen. And Jamie Vermillion is going to go out to have a talk here with Chandler Barnard. Pardon me, Gabe Aguilar is the left-hander warming up inside of the Goldeyes bullpen down the left field line. P.D. Paramore now steps to the plate. Paramore a jewel walk, and it was raced in a double play in the top half of the 2nd. 4-1 in favor of the RedHawks in the top of the 3rd. The RedHawks have put 3 on the board in this inning. They're threatening for more. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Paramore a switch hitter, left-handed. Vermillion heads back towards the Goldeyes dugout. Chandler Barnard climbs back onto the hill, first base side of the rubber. On second base is Eric Castro. Nick Jackson is on first with nobody out. Barnard looking in to get the sign from Jordan Guida. Outfield straight away and a step deep. Guy sets up away in the first pitch. Swing and a miss at a changeup, and it's 0-1. RedHawks have been ready to hit in this inning. They've had some good swings on early count sinkers from Chandler Barnard. It started with a Penpraise double on the first pitch. Berquin then singled through the right side on the first pitch. Rutherford on a 2-2 count of the RBI single. Castor on the second pitch of the 2-run double. And Jackson on the second pitch of his at-bat. An infield single and a line drive that broke off Kuhn's glove at short. 2 on, no one down. Barnard down to the belt. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Sinker just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Aguilar continues to get ready. The RedHawks entering tonight 11 back of the Goldeyes in the American Association North. And as of right now, they trail the St. Paul Saints by 8 games in the wild card. The 1-1 pitch. Line shot deep down the right field line. That's going to hook foul into the grass berm. So the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on P.D. Paramore. Brandon Tripp, a left-hand batter, is on deck. Castor goes back to second. Jackson back to first after the foul ball down the right field line. Paramore, a .333 hitter on the season with men in scoring position. He's really had a great offensive year, especially for a catcher. 6 homers and 31 runs batted in. Holds the bat back. Chokes up just a bit. Barnard checks the runner on second. Now the 1-2 pitch. Hit in the air, foul the other way. It's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. The RedHawks have a number of former high-round draft picks on their roster. Ronnie Berquin, a former second-rounder by the Detroit Tigers out of Ohio State. Eric Castro, a former third-round draft pick out of San Diego State. Paramore, who is at the plate, a third-rounder out of Arizona State University. And Nick Jackson, a former second-rounder by the Chicago Cubs. The right-hander Chandler Barnard is ready. And the 1-2 pitch. Fastball just inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very close pitch. And Barnard couldn't quite get the call from home plate umpire Bobby Feaster. Jackson, a third-round pick. Still a high-round pick, though, by the Cubs in 2000 out of the University of Richmond. And C.J. Rutherford, another guy out of Arizona State. Wasn't drafted, but that's one of the top colleges in the United States. Sinker taken outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Paramore has gone from 1-2 to a full count. Again, Paramore, a guy who will not strike out much. And we'll see if Doug Simonek starts the runners 3-2, nobody out. Castor on second, Jackson on first. 4-1 RedHawks, top half of the third. Barnard comes set, and time is called for at the plate. Paramore will circle the bat a couple of times. He stays inside of the box. Gabe Aguilar just about ready if needed down the left field line. Now Barnard is ready. Not going, 3-2 pitch, outside, ball 4. So a walk to P.D. Paramore, loads the bases with nobody out. Rick Forney's going to pop out of the dugout, and it looks like that'll do it for Chandler Barnard. So the Goldeyes trail 4-1. The RedHawks have the bases full and nobody out, and Gabe Aguilar will come into the game. We'll take a break and tell you about the change after this on Jewel 101.
This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101, Winnipeg.
Here's the pitch, and oh, my goodness, a line drive right into Martin's face.
I just smashed his glasses.
He's standing up again, but boy, those glasses are toast.
Well, I bet he's glad he's covered by Manitoba Blue Cross.
Just like sports, life can throw you a curveball. And while provincial health care doesn't cover glasses or all prescription drugs, Manitoba Blue Cross has coverage options to keep you in the game.
Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring.
Visit mb.bluecross.ca to find out more.
Stay informed on all the latest news and entertainment with the Winnipeg Free Press. The Winnipeg Free Press gives you the most in-depth local, national, and international news coverage, unrivaled coverage of the arts, and the best in sports. And as the winner of the Canadian Journalism Foundation's 2013 Excellence in Journalism Award, when someone asks,
"Where'd you hear that?"
and you answer,
"I read it in the Free Press,"
you can always count on having the full story. The Winnipeg Free Press, there for you.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
This pitching change is brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Gabe Aguilar comes into a tough spot here. Bases loaded, nobody out. The RedHawks have already scored 3 times in the inning, and they lead the Goldeyes by a score of 4-1. Gabe Aguilar He'll make his 25th appearance of the season, his 23rd in relief. He's 5-2, no saves, and a 2.94 ERA. 30 2/3 innings pitched. 24 hits allowed, only 10 walks, 20 strikeouts, opponents hitting .212 against the second-year professional Gabe Aguilar. Aguilar, 5'8", 165 pounds, a 24-year-old left-hander from El Paso, Texas. Aguilar last pitched Saturday at Kansas City. He closed out the Goldeyes 10-4 win with a scoreless bottom half of the 9th inning. Eric Castro on third, Nick Jackson on second, P.D. Paramore on first. All the responsibility of Chandler Barnard. And the first batter Aguilar faces is Brandon Tripp, and he takes a fastball just outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tripp hit into a double play, rolling over in a fastball outside in the top of the second. Started by Brock Bond at second. A dangerous hitter in these situations, though. 23 driven in this year in 9 RBIs in 11 games with the RedHawks. Lefty against lefty, the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a bouncer foul, came off his back foot. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Chandler Barnard, 2+ innings, 4 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout through 60 pitches. And mentioned responsible for the 3 runners on base. So Aguilar will try and go batter by batter. Blackwood playing in at third. Harther is back and on top of the line at first. The middle infielders, Kuhn at short and Bond at second, are playing back as well. Aguilar from the stretch. Here's the 1-1 to Tripp. Slider, grounded foul off to the right. Good pitch by Aguilar, and he gets in front. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Another lefty on deck, and Sawyer Carroll. RedHawks have had 6 runners reach base to begin the inning. The runs driven in by Rutherford, an RBI single, and Castro, a 2-run double. Bases full, no one down. Aguilar hoping for a strikeout or a grounder right at one of the infielders. Outfield playing deep in a step to right against Brandon Tripp. Bats with a wide open stance. Holds the bat high in the air. Aguilar comes to a high set. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on a slider. Huge strikeout for Gabe Aguilar. He gets Brandon Tripp to trace a breaking ball off the plate. And now there's 1 away here in the third. Base is still loaded. Sawyer Carroll stepping up. For Tripp, that's the 50th time he struck out this year in 58 games played. Carroll picked up Tripp after he hit into the double play in the second. On a 2-1 count, he poked a soft single to left field that drove in Nick Jackson and gave the RedHawks a 1-0 lead. Winnipeg would tie it with a run in the bottom half of the second. And Fargo has gone back in front here in the third. Bases full, 1 down. Now a double play could end the inning. Carroll a wide stance from the left side. The first pitch, slider, taken low and inside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Carroll against left-hand pitching this season, 10 out of 56, a 179 average. Delivered in a big way in the last inning. It was his 38th RBI of the year. Castro on third, Jackson on second, and Paramore on first. Blackwood playing in. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hit on the ground foul outside of first base. Reached over at a fastball, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Sawyer Carroll, a 3rd-round draft pick out of the University of Kentucky, another high-round pick. He had .419 as a junior during the 2008 season before signing on with the Padres, and he would get as high as AAA. 4-1 in favor of the RedHawks here in the top half of the third. Aguilar brings the hand set. The 1-1 pitch, slider high and in, almost hit him. Carroll really had to lean out to avoid getting plunked in the hip. So now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the RedHawks. A run, 1 hit, and no errors for the Goldeyes. Castro on third, Jackson on second, and Paramore is on first. Now the left-hander is set. And the 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground, foul outside of first. Got on top of a fastball. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So again, Aguilar looking for a strikeout, a grounder at an infielder, or maybe a short pop fly. Anthony Cascadin, a right-hand batter, is on deck. You look at this lineup for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. 5 players of the starting 9 drafted in the 3rd round or higher. Bases full and 1 away. Outfield deep and straight up against the left-hand batter. Aguilar is ready. The 2-2 to Carroll. Outside and low with a slider. Aguilar went with a slide step there. The breaking ball missed in the dirt, 75 miles an hour. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Aguilar, a true rookie last season out of the University of New Mexico, signed with the Goldeyes a little over a month into the season and did a good job mostly as a long reliever. This season he's been used in many different roles. He succeeded in all of them. He's even started a couple of times, the first 2 starts of his professional career. Here he is in that long reliever role, taking over in the top of the 3rd. The 3-2 pitch, little tapper left side. That's a tough play. It's a foul ball. And probably a good thing there for Winnipeg. Goldeyes chased it up the 3rd baseline about 45 feet from the plate. And by the time he snagged it in foul territory, had it been fair, there would have been no chance at any of the bases, even at first on Sawyer Carroll. So it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Carroll able to stay alive. Castro goes back to 3rd, Jackson to 2nd, and Paramore back to 1st. 3-2 on the DH, Sawyer Carroll. RedHawks lead 4-1, top of the 3rd. Aguilar getting a new baseball from home plate umpire Bobby Feaster. Toes the rubber from the first base side. Now brings the hands out in front of the letters. Goldeyes setting up away. Another 3-2 pitch outside a low ball 4. He missed with a slider, and Carroll was able to lay off. So a bases loaded walk forces home the RedHawks' 5th run. They have a 5-1 lead, and that keeps the bases full with 1 man down. Castro scores. Jackson goes to 3rd base. Paramore goes to 2nd. And Sawyer Carroll gets credit for his 2nd RBI this game and his 39th of the season. Anthony Cascaden stepping up. Tough guy to double off. Maybe the best natural runner on the RedHawks roster. He's 0 for 1, grounds it out to Tyler Kuhn, ending the top of the 2nd. Blackwood playing in at 3rd. Harther about halfway at first. The first pitch, fastball down the middle, but it misses just low. Not a bad pitch by Gabe Aguilar, and it's 1 ball and 0 strikes. Cascaden on the season, hitting .250 against lefties, 5 out of 20. And a .286 hitter with men in scoring position. Gabe Aguilar going out of the stretch. Goldeyes sets up away. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball down low. So now it's 2 balls and 0 strikes. RedHawks 5, Goldeyes 1 in the top half of the 3rd. RedHawks have now batted around Cascaden, the 9th man up in the inning. RedHawks are trying to salvage the finale of this series. They've lost 10 in a row to the Goldeyes head-to-head. The 2-0 pitch hit on the ground past the mound, moving in front, Bonnie Fields. He's going to throw it to first in time to get Cascaden. Now Harther is running Carroll towards 2nd, and it looks like Carroll is out of the baseline for a double play. I believe the run will count though for Nick Jackson, but Gabe Aguilar prevents further damage. He gets an unconventional double play with Baum throwing out Cascaden at first and Carroll ruled out of the baseline. The RedHawks, right now they have 4 runs on the scoreboard. There were 5 hits, and as of right now, 3 left on base, middle of the 3rd at Shaw Park. It's 5-1 Goldeyes and Jewel 101.
Hey, you're looking red and shiny today.
It's just the burger sweats, babe.
That's not normal.
Nah, it's cool. I read the nutrition fact things like you said. I've got enough sodium for like 3 days.
It's easy to make the healthy choice at Jugo Juice. Jugo Juice smoothies are made with real fruit and veggies, 100% fruit juice with no added sugar, and no sorbet fillers or purees. So whatever you order, it's loaded with the good stuff. Stop by Jugo Juice at Shaw Park or Polo Park.
This summer, Downtown Winnipeg Biz wants you to get a taste of downtown Winnipeg with restaurant tours starting in June. Hit 4 patios in one evening on Patio Crawl Tour. Cycle to 7 restaurants on the Movable Feast Tour. Check out up-and-coming musicians at the Almost Famous Music Tour. Let Winnipeg Wine take you to the city's top restaurants for a tasting that includes a night in a luxury downtown hotel. See the full lineup of tours and get your tickets today at downtownwinnipegbiz.com.
It's the windup, and here's the pitch. Right in the mouth.
I think he lost a tooth there.
Sure looks that way. I bet he's glad he's covered by Manitoba Blue Cross. Big dental bill there.
Just like sports, life can throw you a curveball. And while provincial health care doesn't cover ambulance rides, dental care, or all prescription drugs, Manitoba Blue Cross has coverage options to keep you in the game.
Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring.
Visit mb.bluecross.ca to find out more.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom half of the third at Shaw Park. They have counted the run scored by Nick Jackson and the very unconventional double play that ends the third. So the RedHawks get credit for 5 runs on 5 hits, and ironically only 1 runner is actually left on base in that situation. 6-1 RedHawks. We go to the bottom half of the third. Overall, good job by Gabe Aguilar to keep the Goldeyes in it. Jordan Guida leads off against Brian Ernst. He takes a fastball at the knees for a strike, and the count is 0-1. With the bases loaded and 1 down, Anthony Cascaden punched one out to second. The 0-1 pitch, fastball low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Goldeyes knew with Cascaden's speed, they probably wouldn't have a chance to get the conventional 4-6-3 double play. The 1-1 pitch, fastball outside, 2-1. So Brock Bond ran the runner on first. Sawyer Carroll back to first base. And after Carroll stood his ground, Bond eventually threw to first to get Cascaden. And then when Harther started running Carroll towards second, fastball high and inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Carroll tried to sidestep Casey Harther, and he was ruled out of the baseline by the first base umpire, Nick Gonzalez. The 3-1 pitch, broken bat liner over third, a base hit to shallow left field. Jordan Guida muscles a leadoff single to left. Good start for Winnipeg. They got time to chip away with this great offense. And Guida is on first with nobody out. Back to the top for Brock Bond. Hey fans, tickets are on sale now for the Winnipeg Free Press All-Star After Party on Tuesday, July 29th at the Metropolitan Entertainment Center. Your ticket provides you with a variety of snacks, a complimentary beverage, and the chance to mix, mingle, and dance with the All-Stars. That's the Free Press All-Star After Party on Tuesday, July 29th after the big game. Tickets to the after party are just $20 and available at the Shaw Park box office. Brock Bond takes a fastball on the outside corner from Brian Ernst, and the count is 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, blowing outside of the change, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Brock Bond looking to extend the hitting streak to 10 in a row. 12 for 33 during the 9-game streak, an average of .364. He's 0 for 1 tonight, grounded a shortstop in the opening inning. Swinging a line shot to left field. Cascaden is there, and Cascaden makes the catch. Jordan Guida has to hustle back to first. A hard line drive the other way to right and Anthony Cascaden. Josh Mazzola now steps up. The RedHawks lead 6-1 over the Goldeyes here in the bottom half of the third. Winnipeg 10-2 against their rivals this season. They swept a doubleheader last night. It was the second time this year the Goldeyes have swept a doubleheader from the RedHawks. Both those occurrences came here at Shaw Park. The pitch to Mazzola. Breaking ball stays high above the letters. 1 ball and 0 strikes. The first one coming on June 30th. And then the doubleheader sweep last night. Righty against righty. Mazzola struck out swinging in the first. He takes a fastball in the dirt. It gets away from Paramore. Heading for second is Guida. And Guida gets there standing up on the wild pitch. Now 2-0 on Josh Mazzola. Breaking ball bounced in front. It took a high bounce, and that ensured Guida would get to second base. It would then carry behind Paramore almost all the way to the backstop. A runner in second and 1 man down. Ryan Ernst mentioned a two-way player at East Stroudsburg State at .313 as a senior last year, and that actually wasn't his best offensive season. He had .354 as a sophomore in 2011. Fastball letter high for a strike, and it's 2-1 on Josh Mazzola. In 4 years as a hitter at East Stroudsburg State, Ernst hit a composite .331 in 608 at-bats. Guida getting a huge lead, the 2-1 pitch. Fastball misses just outside, 3 balls and a strike. Tyler Kuhn waiting on deck. He was 16-7 as a pitcher with a 4.07 ERA during his 4 years at East Stroudsburg State University, home of the Warriors. The 3-1 pitch, high fly ball in the air to left field. Backing up is Cascaden, and he has room in front of the track. Cascaden makes the catch. Guida tags but holds at second base. So now there's 2 men down. Cascaden has caught a couple of balls here in the third. Tyler Kuhn steps to the plate. Kuhn drew a 5-pitch walk in the bottom half of the first inning with 2 outs and was erased in a forced play at second. It was Kuhn's 25th walk of the year, and Tyler has now reached in 58 of 65 games in 2014. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the RedHawks. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Kuhn, a left-hand batter, wide stance. First pitch, line shot down the right field line. That's in for a base hit. Goldeyes going to be waved around by Rick Forney. Ran a triple, not make a throw home. Goldeyes scores standing up, and the Goldeyes slice the lead at 6-2 in the bottom half of the third. Tyler Kuhn with a 2-out RBI single down the right field line. He drives in his 35th run of the season. And the Goldeyes get a big run right back. They're now back within 4 runs. So Goldeyes able to take advantage of that wild pitch, got in a scoring position. And Kuhn knocks him home. Casey Harther now steps to the plate. Harther 0 for 1, hit into a fielder's choice that ended the bottom of the first inning. Sinker low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Harther entered tonight hitting .399, best average in the American Association, 40 points better than Drew Martinez of the Railcats. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball taken down low. And the count is now 2-0. The Goldeyes will see Drew Martinez and the Railcats this weekend. A 3-game series beginning Friday night at 7:10. And Winnipeg's only visit this season to U.S. Steel Yard. Matt Jackson will be on the mound against right-hander Steven Hiscock. 1-2 out the pitch. Fastball letter high in the outside corner. 2-1 on Casey Harther. Now 6-2 in favor of Fargo. So a great job by the Goldeyes to prevent Ernst from getting a shutdown inning after the RedHawks scored 5. Harther swings, loops it the other way, going back his trip in front of the track, makes the catch reaching up, and the side is retired. Winnipeg gets one back, though. There were 2 hits and 1 left on base. End of 3 innings at Shaw Park. It's the RedHawks 6 and the Goldeyes 2 on Jewel 101.
Luxury, convenience, comfort. Have it all with Premier Executive Suites. For business travelers who are always on the move, Premier Executive Suites is your home away from home. You can relax in your comfortable living room, grab a midnight snack in your complete kitchen, and do that last-minute load of laundry with your handy in-suite washer and dryer. Book your extended stay in Winnipeg with Premier Executive Suites. Visit premiersuites.com to make your booking today. Take more of your life with you with Premier Executive Suites.
Save on your next energy bill with helpful tips from Manitoba Hydro. Even small changes can make a big impact on the environment. Install dimmer switches on the lights you use most often to control exactly how much light and electricity you use. Unplug your cell phone chargers once they finish charging. Chargers continue to draw energy even after your device is fully charged. And whenever possible, use cold water for laundry. For more ways to conserve energy, visit hydro.mb.ca.
Summer in Manitoba sizzles all over the place, from our great beaches to our great ballpark, and especially at Goldeyes Grill, where they sizzle up some of the best hot dogs you've ever tasted. Diamond Dogs, the official hot dog of the Goldeyes, custom made by Winkler Meats. Diamond Dogs are naturally smoked, gluten and allergen-free, and made with quality ingredients that deliver full flavor every bite. Try them in the game or pick them up at your local grocer. Diamond Dogs from Winkler Meats. Product quality is their tradition.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is presented to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices only with MTS. Top of the 4th, Goldeyes got 1 run back. It's now 6-2 in favor of the RedHawks. We go to the top of the 4th. Zach Penpraise leads off. He has led off all 3 of his at-bats. A strikeout in the first, a double and a run scored in the third, and now leading off the top of the 4th. Right-hand batter Gabe Aguilar is back out for a second inning and throws a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Penpraise 13 out of 46 this year against left-hand pitching, hitting .283. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard in this inning, which is brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring. Penpraise swings and misses at a slider into the hands, and it's quickly 0-2. Earlier this afternoon, the St. Paul Saints defeated the Sioux Falls Canaries 4-3. That pulled them within 3 games of the Goldeyes in the north. If Winnipeg is unable to come back tonight, the lead would shrink down to 2.5 games. The 0-2 pitch, slider low and inside. And it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes on Zach Penpraise. He'll be followed by Ronnie Berkwin and C.J. Rutherford. The Saints, after their win today over Sioux Falls, have now won 14 out of their last 16. They're playing red-hot baseball. They lead the wild card race right now. Goldeyes setting up outside. Aguilar comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The RedHawks as a club this year hitting .240 against left-handed pitching. .260, 20 points higher against right-handers. Which really is to be expected. You have a lot of left-hand batters on the Redhawks roster, and typically lefties don't do as well against left-hand pitching. Slider just outside. Good backdoor attempt by Gabe Aguilar. So Penpraise has gone from 0-2 to 3-2. And Penpraise, another guy kind of like Ronnie Berkman. He'll work deep counts, he'll draw a lot of walks, but he will also strike out a decent amount. Left-hand pitcher, right-hand batter. The payoff pitch, fastball outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk to Zach Penpraise, and he's on first to begin the top of the 4th inning. In the top of the 5th at Haymarket Park, Lincoln and Amarillo are tied at 1. Laredo leads Wichita 2-1, bottom half of the 4th inning at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. In the top of the 4th at Community America Ballpark, Grand Prairie has a 6-1 lead over the Kansas City T-Bones. And at the top of the 5th at Lewis and Clark Park, Aguilar steps and throws to first. Penpraise back without a tag. It's the Gary South Shore Railcats 2 and the Sioux City Explorers nothing. Top of the 5th in Sioux City. Here, 6-2 Redhawks lead the Goldeyes. Top of the 4th. Ronnie Berkwin 1 out of 2, a left-hand batter. He takes a fastball inside from Gabe Aguilar. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The final line at Chandler Barnard, 2+ innings. 6 earned runs, 7 hits, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, and he threw 60 pitches. Berkwin flied out to deep right in the 1st, then he had a hard single through the right side in the top of the 3rd inning. Left-hand batter crowds the plate. Guida setting up away. Here's the 1-0 pitch. High fly ball, shallow right. Josh Mazzola, a couple steps to his left. Mazzola camping underneath, makes the one-hand catch, and Penpraise goes back to first. Berkwin retired. That'll bring up C.J. Rutherford. He walked in the 1st and an RBI single and a run scored in the top half of the 3rd. It's 6 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Redhawks. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And Rutherford still hearing some boos here from the big crowd at Shaw Park. Nearly a capacity crowd, one of the best that we've had. And again, the Goldeyes, a quick 3-game homestand here. They will host the All-Star celebrations Monday and Tuesday, but the next time the Goldeyes will play at home, August 7th. 2 weeks away. The pitch, fastball on the outside corner, and it's 0-1. Winnipeg's next home game not until August 7th when they open a 4-game series against Wichita. 0-1 on C.J. Rutherford. Zach Penpraise always a threat to go. He's on first, has a decent lead. Aguilar delivers. Fastball taken high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Winnipeg quickly gets a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Believe that it's the sidearmer Taylor Suet. Outfield deep and a half step to left against C.J. Rutherford, who has good power. Tied for the league lead in doubles with Casey Arthur, each of it 24 on the year. A 1-1 pitch, low and inside, and it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Rutherford now up to 45 driven in and 40 in his last 54 games played. 6-2 Redhawks, top half of the 4th. Penpraise on first base and 1 man down. Aguilar brings the hands together. Here's the 2-1. The runner goes. High fly ball, deep left field. Back goes Webb, looking up at the wall, and this ball is gone. C.J. Rutherford, it's a 2-run homer over the left field fence. His 6th homer of the year. And the Redhawks extend the lead to 8-2 in the top half of the 4th inning. On 2 balls and 1 strike, a high fastball. Rutherford circles the bases. A 2-run shot to give the Redhawks their biggest lead of the evening here, 6 runs. So 1 out of nobody on. Eric Castro will step to the plate. Rutherford took some time to come around the base paths there. And Rutherford now up to 47 runs batted in this season. Eric Castro 1 out of 2, a fly to center and a 2-run double to right center field in the 3rd. Castro, a left-hand batter. Aguilar working out of the stretch, and the first pitch. Fastball misses inside. 1 ball and no strikes. I'll check that. I don't think that's actually Taylor Suit now warming up in the bullpen. It is Kyoe Downing warming up down the left field line for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. 8-2 Redhawks, top of the 4th. The pitch, slider taken outside, and it's now 2-0. Nick Jackson waits on deck. Eric Castro's had a good series, the first time the Goldeyes have seen him. He was let go earlier in the year by the Houston Astros, and he's been a savvy pickup in the middle of the year by Doug Simonek. 2-0 pitch. Fastball down the middle at the knees. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. We mentioned it last night. Regardless of where the RedHawks finish this season, Castor, the prototypical RedHawks player, a power-hitting left-hand bat, and should be a real good guy to build around the lineup next season. The 2-1. Hit on the ground over the mound, up play to his left. Kuhn reaches, he's got it, spins, throws to first, in time to get Castro for the second out. One of the best plays we've seen this season from Tyler Kuhn, and he's made a lot of good plays this year. A chopper over the middle. Tyler Kuhn ranging a good 7 or 8 steps to his left. He picked it up behind second, spun around in one motion to keep his momentum moving towards first. He got into a good throwing position, snapped it off to Casey Arthur, and Castor was out by a step. 2 outs and nobody on. Nick Jackson 2 for 2, a couple of singles and a run scored. Aguilar delivers, fastball taken low and outside, of the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 8 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Jackson on the year against left-hand pitching, 14 out of 53, hitting a solid .264. The 1-0 pitch, slider, tapper towards the mound. Aguilar reaches up, he's got it. Underhand flip to Arthur, plenty of time to get Jackson, and the inning is over. The RedHawks get 2 in the Rutherford homer. There was 1 hit and nobody left on base. Middle of the 4th at Shaw Park. It's 8-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Watching the game is something to enjoy. But remember, drinking any alcohol and driving don't mix. Drinking and driving puts you and others in danger. Your best bet is a designated driver who has had no alcohol. Enjoy the game, but whatever you do, don't drink and drive. To keep Manitobans safe behind the wheel, police are increasing enforcement near you. Watch for them. A message from Manitoba Public Insurance.
Princess Auto is for the real men. Men who like to get their hands dirty. Men who like to work from the ground up and use the best tools and equipment for the job. Real do-it-yourself men who know an air filter from a fuel pump. Men who walk into Princess Auto and feel like a kid in a candy store. Princess Auto. Everything a man needs to get the job done right. A unique world of equipment, tools, and more. Visit princessauto.com for sales, specials, and more.
The Stars are coming to Shaw Park this summer as the Winnipeg Goldeyes host the first ever 2-day American Association All-Star celebrations. This Monday and Tuesday, catch all the action. Skills competition, home run derby, parties and autograph sessions, all-star luncheon featuring Fergie Jenkins, and of course, the All-Star Game. Play ball! Tickets are on sale now. Get yours before they're gone. Visit Goldeyes.com.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Help support the Winnipeg Goldeyes Field of Dreams Foundation with the K's for Kids program. All you have to do is pledge an amount that you will donate towards the Field of Dreams Foundation every time a Goldeyes pitcher records a home strikeout during the 2014 season. You can fill out a pledge form at Goldeyes.com or at the Fan Services booth at Shaw Park. At the end of the season, we'll add up all the Goldeyes strikeouts, and the Field of Dreams Foundation will send you an invoice, or if you wish, you can charge your credit card for the amount pledged. For more information about the Keys for Kids program, visit Goldeyes.com. Jake Blackwood takes a fastball high and outside from Brian Ernst. 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch to fastball low and in. And it's now 2-0. The RedHawks have an 8-2 lead over the Goldeyes in the bottom of the 4th following a 2-run homer to left field from C.J. Rutherford. Blackwood, Webb, and Abercrombie 5, 6, and 7 to up. The pitch, that's on the outside half. 2 balls and 1 strike. Blackwood retired on a high chopper by the third baseman, Ronnie Berkwin, in the bottom of the 2nd. So 8-2 RedHawks. Goldeyes still some time to try and come back. The 2-1 pitch, foul behind the plate off the top of the screen. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Blackwood had a base hit in the nightcap of last night's doubleheader. And is now at safely in 37 of 47 games this season. The pitch. Sinker taken just outside and low 3-2. Goldeyes trying to have some patient at bats. Rick Forney said that would be a key against Brian Ernst, who entering tonight led the American Association in walks. He's issued 2 so far tonight. One of them has come around to score. The payoff to Blackwood. Outside ball 4, missed with a sinker. A leadoff walk. The Goldeyes once again, they'll try and chip away at it. We're only in the bottom of the fourth. You don't have to get all 6 runs right back. Donnie Webb stepping to the plate. Webb walked on 5 pitches in the second, would steal second base, and eventually came home on an RBI single from Reggie Abercrombie. Jake Blackwood held at first by Eric Castro. So 3 walks already for Bryant Ernst. His season high is 5, and he's done that 4 times, including the start against the Goldeyes on July 6th. The first pitch, fastball high and outside, 86 miles an hour, and the count is 1-0. Bryant Ernst in his second year of professional baseball, just 23 years old. The 1-0 pitch, fouled straight back, 1-1. He would pitch in the postseason last year for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks against the Gary South Shore Railcats. Fargo would lose in 4 games in the division series to the eventual champions. They took game 1. The Railcats took the final 3 in the series. Fouled straight back off the hands. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Donnie Webb. Reggie Abercrombie is waiting on deck. Fargo 1 in the second, 5 in the third, 2 more in the fourth. Goldeyes with single runs in the second and third innings. Jake Blackwood a short lead over at first. Ernst comes set. And the 1-2 pitch, changeup, just a bit high and outside. Good eye by Webb, 79 mile an hour straight changeup. And it just missed high above the letters. So the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ernst delivers. Hit in the air towards right center. Jackson over to his left. He's there, makes the catch, and that sends Blackwood back to first base. Donnie Webb struck it well to right center field, but Jackson had enough time to run it down. So now 1 away. Reggie Abercrombie stepping up. Abercrombie drove in Donnie Webb with a tying run back in the second. At the time, it made it a 1-1 game. He would take second base on the throw to the plate and was later caught stealing at third base. Abercrombie, a right-hand batter, now has 41 runs batted in this season, tying in with Josh Mazzola and Casey Arthur as teammates for 11th in the league. The pitch, swing and a miss at a breaking ball down low, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Jake Black with a runner on first after the leadoff walk. Outfield deep and a step the other way against Reggie Abercrombie. .331 career hitter against the RedHawks. Toss over to first, and Blackwood dives back. And that final game in Newman Outdoor Field, which was started by Ethan Hollingsworth, the 14-4 game. Swinging a line drive to right field. In comes Brandon Tripp. He's there. Tripp will make the catch, and Blackwood has to stay at first base. Abercrombie had a long 2-run homer to right field during the 10-run top half of the 9th inning. Ryan Ernst had started that contest. At that point, he was long since gone, going 5 1/3 and taking no decision. Donnie Webb also had a home run in that inning, which also went to right center field. Luis Allen stepping up 0 for 1. He grounded out to second base in the bottom half of the second. 8-2 RedHawks, last of the fourth. And the first pitch, curveball into the knees for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Goldeyes will depart for Gary South Shore following tonight's game. About a 15-16 hour bus ride. The 0-1 pitch, high and inside of the changeup, and it's now 1-1. 3-game series Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 7:10 on Friday, 6:10 on Saturday, and a 2:10 start on Sunday afternoon. The 1-1 pitch, line drive on the right field line, slices foul, missed by a couple of feet. An extra base hit that likely would have scored Jake Blackwood from first. It's now 1-2 on Luis Allen. The pitching matchups, Matt Jackson against Stephen Hiscock on Friday. Nick Hernandez against Stephen Booyer Saturday, and then Chris Salamita faces Morgan Combs on Sunday afternoon. And the Goldeyes have the long bus ride back, and everyone here in Winnipeg will enjoy the All-Star celebrations Monday, July 28th and Tuesday, July 29th. Blackwood on first and 2 outs, bottom of the fourth. The 1-2 to Allen. Breaking ball outside. Good block by P.D. Paramore. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. One on, 2 out, bottom half of the fourth. The outfield medium depth and a couple steps to right against Luis Allen. Here's the pitch. Swinging a looper foul off to the right side. And it's still 2-2. Ernst pitched game 3 of the division series last year. He He was outpitched by Billy Spottiswoode of the Gary South Shore Railcats. The series was tied at 1. Ernst, though, pitched well. He took a tough loss. 2 earned runs over 8. Allen swings, hits a high chopper towards first. Gloved by Castor, will take it to the bag himself. And the inning comes to an end. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. Into 4 at Shaw Park. It's 8-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Cheers to the NSA slow pitch team whose uniforms are not uniform at all. Cheers to the times where more prep goes into playing after the game than playing in it. Cheers to the team who carries the cooler to the bench first and then maybe goes back to the van for the bats, balls, and gloves. Cheers from the Bud family, Budweiser, Bud Light, and Bud Light Lime. Proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes and every NSA slow pitch team in Winnipeg. Go get 'em!
CIBC and the Winnipeg Goldeyes have partnered to fight cancer. On Sunday, October 5th, CIBC and Goldeyes employees, friends, and family will be running in communities across Canada for a future without breast cancer. Shaw Park, the home of the Winnipeg Goldeyes, will be your local run site for the Canadian Breast Cancer Foundation CIBC Run for the Cure. For more information, to register to run or make a donation, go to CIBC.com. Let's run for a future without breast cancer. Join in Sunday, October 5th at Shaw Park.
The rebates are back! The rebates are back!
What?
The rebates from Reliance Superior Heating and Air Conditioning are back, and I'm not missing out on the great savings this year!
The rebates from Reliance are back by popular demand. Right now, when you buy a high-efficiency Lennox furnace and air conditioner from Reliance, you get $2,000 back in rebates. Call Reliance Superior Heating and Air Conditioning now at 204-697-5666 or hurry over to RelianceSuperior.ca today. Some conditions apply.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Top of the 5th inning here at Shaw Park. New pitcher in the game for the Goldeyes. Redhawks lead this by a score of 8-2. Gabe Aguilar finished after 2 innings of long relief, 2 earned runs, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Aguilar threw 32 pitches. Kaoi Downing, the right-hander, now takes over. Downing makes his 26th appearance this season, all in relief. He's 1-2 no saves, a 2.95 ERA. 21 1/3 innings pitched, 22 hits, 9 walks, 16 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .278 against the right-hander Kaoi Downing. Downing 5'11", 189 pounds, a 28-year-old right-hander from Honolulu, Hawaii. Pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Look back at the replay of the homer hit by C.J. Rutherford in the top half of the 4th. And he did what players will refer to as pimping the home run. He stared for about 3 or 4 seconds before even getting out of the box. Took a long time to round the bases, and it appeared as he came around third, he was shouting over the Goldeyes dugout. Now, Rutherford, ever since the collision with Allen last night, in the top of the 1st inning of Game 2, he's been booed by the crowd, but that's not the Goldeyes players' fault. First pitch on the way to Petey Paramore, switch hitter left-handed, that's on the inside corner, 0-1. And Rutherford continues to not quite endear himself to the crowd here at Shaw Park over these last 2 games. He's driven in 3 runs. He's certainly performed well. Paramore has walked twice without an official at bat. Stands off the plate, Downing from the stretch, and the 0-1. Fastball 91 miles an hour, low and outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. He definitely stared at that home run after watching the replay for a good 4 or 5 seconds. And the runner on first was Zach Penprace at the time. He had basically crossed the plate before Rutherford was around second. Fastball in, and that hits Petey Paramore. Fastball came inside. I don't think that was intentional. Just snuck away from Kaoi Downing, and it catches Paramore on the hand. So hope that Paramore is all right. So Paramore reaches base for a 3rd time in this game without a hit. And the leadoff hitter is on here in the top half of the 5th inning. Brandon Tripp will now step to the plate. Tripp 0 for 2. He hit into a double play in the 2nd, then struck out with the bases loaded in the top half of the 3rd. Paramore held at first by Casey Arthur. Kaoi Downing last pitched like Gabe Aguilar in the ball game Saturday against the Kansas City T-Bones. Hit in the air down the left field line. Long run for Donnie Webb going over. This ball will land it fair for a base hit and roll towards the fence. Paramore heading for 3rd will get held up. Heading for 2nd is Brandon Tripp. And Tripp stands on 2nd with an opposite field double. So it's 2nd and 3rd and no one down. The Redhawks prime for another rally here. That'll bring up Sawyer Carroll, an RBI single in the second. And he got credit for an RBI in the third, drawing a walk with the bases loaded. Downing pitching on Saturday against the T-Bones. He worked a scoreless frame, allowed 2 hits, no walks, and struck out 1. Trades and transactions are brought to you by Prairie Safety Surfacing. Bounces like rubber, wears like a rock. Prairie Safety Surfacing, your authorized rubber rock dealer for Manitoba. Visit them at prairiesafetysurfacing.com. Busy day for transactions and a couple of real big ones today in the American Association. First pitch to Sawyer Carroll, fastball high and outside. It's 1 ball and 0 strikes. The Lincoln Salt Dogs placed infielder Kevin Howard on the disabled list, retroactive to July 12th. A tough loss. Howard had really come on. He got off to a bit of a slow start when the Goldeyes saw him earlier this season, but has turned into a quality run producer. The Kansas City T-Bones let go of backup catcher Jeff Lusardi. The 1-0 pitch, change up high and away for ball 2. And they signed another catcher by the name of Christopher Bianchi. The Sioux City Explorers signed left-hand pitcher Jesse English. The Sioux Falls Canaries placed left-hander Joe Bircher on the disabled list, and they assigned their pitching coach and former St. Paul Saints great Mike Meyer. The 2-0 pitch hit foul off the hands the other way. Kiowa Downing jamming Carroll inside of the cutter. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Anthony Cascade waits on deck. The significant moves. Kansas City re-signed Matt Padgett, who had an MVP caliber last season before he was traded to the Can-Am League's New Jersey Jackals, along with pitcher Lucas Irvin. Both Irvin and Padgett were reacquired following the end of the year, along with Brian Sabatella and Nick Giaraputo. The 2-1 pitch, check swing inside, almost hit him. And Carroll just misses getting hit by that cutter from Kiowa Downing. It's now 3 balls and a strike. Padgett would end up signing in Mexico to begin this season, but his season in Mexico is finished, and Padgett is now back with Kansas City to make room for the veteran spot of Matt Padgett. The T-Bones traded veteran infielder David Espinoza, a very talented hitter, to Wichita, who is already leading the league with a 44-19 record. So Espinoza went to Wichita in exchange for another good player, Patrick Mincy, who was last year's relief pitcher of the year for the Grand Prairie RedHawks. The 3-1 pitch, fastball on the outside half, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So in the end, the T-Bones probably come out ahead in those 2 transactions. You get an MVP caliber left-handed bat in Matt Padgett. You do have to move David Espinoza, but Padgett overall probably a better hitter at this point than Espinoza because of the power. And you get a very good relief pitcher in Patrick Mincy. Meanwhile, Wichita bolsters their lineup. They have a deep pitching staff leading the league right now in ERA. A couple ticks in front of the Goldeyes at 3.60. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out for both of those clubs. The T-Bones are back in the wild card race. 3-2 pitch, hit in the air down the left field line. That slices foul out of play. And it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just right around the time of the year, the Mexican League's regular season coming to a close. And many teams over the years will look to either foreign-born or even American-born players that were in the Mexican League and try and bolster their lineup or pitching staff for the stretch run. This is also the time of the year where teams will even start to make trades within the American Association or with other independent leagues and try and find those missing pieces or 2 with a little under 40 games left to go. The 3-2 pitch, hit on the ground, foul outside of first. So it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Sawyer Carroll. 8 runs, 9 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Winnipeg has long since clinched the season series from Fargo-Moorhead. RedHawks, if anything else right now, are playing for pride in the season series. They've done well against the Goldeyes, there's no doubt about that. Certainly in the regular season for the last number of years. The one exception being 2011. But the Goldeyes have turned the tables here in 2014. Cutter hit in the air to right field pretty deep. Sprinting back Mazzola towards the track. Still going, won't get there. It's over his head. And bouncing towards the fence. Paramore has scored. Tripp right behind him. Tripp will score without a relay. It's a 2-run double to right field for Sawyer Carroll. And it's now 10-2 RedHawks in the top half of the 5th. So Carroll now 2 for 2, and he has driven in 4 runs tonight. Between Carroll and Rutherford, they have driven in 7. The RedHawks 10 runs in this game. So Carroll is on second, nobody out. Anthony Cascaden stepping up, and the RedHawks have now scored in 4 consecutive innings. And they have multiple runs in each of the last 3. So Fargo busting out offensively. Anthony Cascaden 0 for 2, a ground out to shortstop in the second, and he hit into a very odd double play in the third inning, pardon me. First pitch, slider at the knees for a strike, 0-1. He came up with the bases loaded and 1 out in the third. Hit a slower ground ball to Brock Bond at second base, and a lot of times you'll see the runner who knows he's a dead duck between first and second will pause and force the second baseman to make a move one way or another. Bond started running Carroll back to first, eventually through to first base. High chopper up the middle, backhanded by Kuhn, fires to first in time to get Cascaden as Carroll crosses from second to third base. Good play in the high bouncer by Tyler Kuhn against the great speed of Anthony Cascaden. So now Carroll is on third with 1 down, back to the top of the order for Zach Penpraise. A double walk, he scored twice and is also struck out. 10-2 RedHawks. We're in the top of the 5th inning at Shaw Park, finale of a 3-game series. Well, Cascaden was thrown out by Bond on that ground ball, but Carroll, who was chased back to second by Casey Harther, came out of the baseline and was ruled out by first base umpire Nick Gonzalez. First pitch, a slider taken outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Runner on third and 1 man down. Infield back here for Winnipeg. Kaoi Downing brings the hands down to the belt. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a bouncer along the third base line, and it's a foul ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. RedHawks got 1 in the second. Winnipeg would briefly tie it with a run in the bottom half. The big inning right now, 5 in the top half of the third, in which the first 6 hitters reached base and 9 men came to the plate overall. On that double play by Cascaden in the third, because it wasn't a force-out double play, the run scored by Nick Jackson counted. Fastball high and in off the mid of Guida. That'll go to the backstop in to score Sawyer Carroll, and that makes it 11-2. So now 2 balls and 1 strike. It'll be a pass ball charged to Jordan Guida. So as of right now, an unearned run against the line of Kaoi Downing. That empties the bases, 1 out and nobody on. And 2-1 on Zach Penpraise. Fargo has now scored 3 times here in the top half of the 5th. Because Jackson crossed the plate before Carroll was eventually ruled out of the baseline, his run counted. Bobby Feaster, following that inning after talking with the umpire crew, pointed to the plate. Fastball taken inside. So it's now 3 balls and 1 strike on Zach Penpraise. Ronnie Berkwin is waiting on deck. RedHawks with an 11-2 lead over the Winnipeg Goldeyes here in the top of the 5th. The 3-1 pitch, cutter just outside. A 1-out walk, and that'll put Penpraise on first base with 1 out. Ronnie Berkwin stepping up, and it looks like Casey Harther gets the signal for the dugout. He's going to play behind Zach Penpraise at first. Berkwin 1 for 3, a single and a run scored, and he has twice flied out to right field. A left-handed batter. He has had 10 homers in his career against the Goldeyes in just 47 games played. Kaoi Downing, the 3rd pitcher tonight by the Goldeyes, following Chandler Barnard and Gabe Aguilar. The first pitch, fastball on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. C.J. Rutherford waits on deck. And curious to see how he is received when he steps up for a 4th time in this game. 1 on and 1 man down. Harther playing well behind Zach Penpraise and on top of the line. The 0-1 pitch, fastball high inside, and they say it hit him. Now on grazing the front of Berkwin's jersey, and that'll put runners on first and second base. So officially the 2nd at batter of the inning. Charged to Kaoi Downing, and now C.J. Rutherford steps up. Not as many boos this time for Rutherford, but last time up, really nothing to do with the crowd. He caught the ire of the Winnipeg Goldeyes, staring at his 2-run homer that extended the lead to 8-2 at the time in the top of the 4th. Took a long time to circle the bases and started shouting in the Goldeyes dugout. Here's the first pitch. Fastball taken low, and the count is 1-0 strikes. Penpraise on second, Berkwin on first. There's one down in the top of the fifth. Another thing that's frustrating about what Rutherford did last night to Luis Allen. You could certainly argue that he had the right to make contact. Allen to the plate block. Fastball runs outside, 2-0 strikes, but Rutherford, a guy who is selective when he hustles. And there are actually a lot of the veteran players on the RedHawks team, mainly veterans, but guys like Rutherford, Nick Jackson, Brandon Tripp, Ronnie Berkwin, and even Zach Penpraise, despite being a fast guy, that do not run out ground balls. And that can often be frustrating to watch for fans and even for management. Slider misses outside of the count, goes to 3-0. Had the opportunity to talk with a scout from the Philadelphia Phillies organization a couple of years ago. And the RedHawks were in town and talked about what scouts will look for when looking to sign players. And the first thing he noted about the RedHawks was that they do not run out ground balls. Fastball misses inside, and Rutherford walks in 4 pitches. So that'll load the bases with one man down. Jamie Vermillion is going to go out, have a talk here with Kyoe Downing. Taylor Bratton, the rookie left-hander, now starts to warm up. The RedHawks have put 3 on the board here at the top of the fifth, and they have reloaded the bases here with 1 away for Eric Castro, the cleanup man. Castro with a 2-run double in this game to right center field. You look at the other successful teams in the American Association, the teams that win from year to year. The Goldeyes, the Gary South Shore Railcats, the Wichita Wingnuts. Your veteran players all run out ground balls. Now, of course, there's exceptions. You don't expect catchers to run out ground balls in certain situations. That's not expected by any means. But for the most part, all the players in all those teams, whether they're in their first year or if they've been playing for 10 years and have even gotten to the major leagues, they play hard, and they busted on the ground at first base. That is not the case with Fargo. Swinging a foul tip, held by Jordan Guide, and the count is 0-1. And again, at times, you can understand it. The score might be lopsided, or it could be a hot day game after a night game. But after watching Fargo over the last years since coming into the American Association, probably more than any other team, and especially among the contenders, you watch guys again, Berkwin, Rutherford, Jackson, and others that have played for the RedHawks in the past, do not run hard to first base. The 0-1 pitch, fastball low and outside, 1-1. The one that's most frustrating, of course, Zach Penpraise, given that speed is such a big part of his game. At least 3 or 4 times this year in games at Newman Outdoor Field in front of his own home crowd, he did not come hard out of the box. Bases full and 1 down. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul straight down off the back foot of Castro, and hope that he's all right. That one hitting Castro maybe in the ankle. And it's 1-2 strikes. And you watch Winnipeg on a day-to-day basis. Craig Brandenburger, the RedHawks trainer, is going to come out to have a talk with Eric Castro. Josh Mazzola runs at every ball. Reggie Abercrombie at 3 years in the majors runs at every ground ball. Jake Blackwood, a veteran player. Donnie Webb has been a AAA in his career. Brock Bond has been a AAA for 3 years. Tyler Kuhn, a AAA guy. They all busted at first base. As part of the winning culture of the Goldeyes and all those other successful teams that we have mentioned. 1-2 the count here in Eric Castro. Zach Penpraise on third, Ronnie Berkwin on second, and C.J. Rutherford on first base. 11-2 RedHawks. We're in the top half of the fifth. Taylor Bratton continues to get ready inside the Goldeyes pen. Here's the 1-2 from Downing. Swing and a miss. He got him on a changeup in the dirt. So Downing strikes out Eric Castro. Now there's 2 outs here in the fifth. Nick Jackson will step to the plate. Jackson 2 for 3, a couple of singles. He scored twice, and he grounded out to Gabe Aguilar for the final out in the top half of the fourth. It's 11 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Penpraise on third, Berkwin on second, Rutherford on first and 2 down. Downing working off the third base side of the rubber. From the bell, here's the first pitch. Fastball misses in tight. 91 miles an hour. Kali with a good velocity in this game. It's 1-0 strikes. Talked with Kiowa during Around the Association on Saturday about how he developed that cut fastball, which has been such a great weapon for him since moving back to pitching full time. Here's the 1-0 pitch, in on the ground towards second base. Bond to his right. Fields goes the short way to second in time to force out Rutherford, and the side is retired. The RedHawks, they scored 3 runs. There were 2 hits and 3 left on base. We've come halfway here at Shaw Park. 11-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Hi, this is Ivan Saper, owner of Saper Agencies. We offer personal, business, automobile, and travel health insurance. But it's how we sell that makes us different. We strive to remain on the cutting edge of technology and product innovations. We promise you quick, efficient, and effective solutions and 100% satisfaction. See us today, and we'll find you the right solution at the right price. Remember, your best insurance policy is our experience.
Saper Agencies, 2188 McPhillips. Call 694-6787.
This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101 Winnipeg.
Going on vacation can be exciting.
Woo! Bon voyage, Winnipeg!
But when you're miles away from Winnipeg, the last thing you want to worry about is the security of your home. That's why Commissionaires Manitoba offers a house watch service. They'll do an interior and exterior patrol of your property, bring in your mail, remove snow from your car, even water your plants. Don't leave your house to chance. Leave it to the Commissionaires. Go to commissionaires.mb.ca.
I'm Larry McIntosh. California to Winnipeg, 2,966 kilometers. Portage to Winnipeg, 85 kilometers. Which vegetables do you think are fresher? Peak of the market, the vegetables less traveled, and that's a good thing.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Shaw Park, 11-2 in favor of the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Tonight's trivia question is brought to you by the Place de Real Suite Hotel in downtown Winnipeg. Place de Real specializing in spacious executive suites. Jordan Guida will lead off against the right-hander Brian Ernst. Now stake to a 9-run advantage after the RedHawks scored 3 times in the top half of this inning. Guida 1 for 1, a single and a run scored back in the 3rd. Swing and a miss at a fastball low and inside, and the count is 0-1. Tonight's question, who is the first alumnus of the Winnipeg Goldeyes to reach the major leagues? The 0-1 pitch. Fastball down the middle of the knees, and it's 0-2. The first Goldeyes player to move from Winnipeg and eventually onto the major leagues. Call the Jewel 101 studio at 204-943-5250. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Call with your answer for a chance to win a pair of tickets to an upcoming Goldeyes game. We'll have the correct answer later on tonight. Guida came in at 268. He swings and grounds 1 foul outside of 3rd, and it's 1-2. Guida followed by Brock Bonney and Josh Mazzola here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So Winnipeg with a long road to climb back here, down by 9. Still a decent amount of time left. Winnipeg with 5 team at-bats to go. The 1-2 pitch, swinging a chopper, foul to the left side. Guida reaching over at a slider at 77 miles an hour, and he stays alive. Gawi Downing faced 9 batters in the 5th. He threw 31 pitches. So we'll see if he is rolled out for a 2nd inning or if Rick Forney calls upon the rookie Taylor Bratton. Ernst winds, another 1-2. Swing and a miss, got him at a curveball, and there's 1 away in the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Goldeyes were able to use their bullpen a little more liberally here tonight with an off day tomorrow before their series against the Gary South Shore Railcats. Brock Bond at the plate now 0 for 2. Grounded out to shortstop in the 1st. And then a line drive to left field that was right at Anthony Cascade in the bottom half of the 3rd. Switch hitter left-handed, first pitch. And it's a fastball on the outside half of the knees, 0-1. Bond came in batting .309. He's riding a 9-game hitting streak. Fastball misses just low, 86 miles an hour from Brian Ernst, and it goes to 1 ball and a 1 strike. Ernst, the tough luck loser in Game 3 of the division series last season. Sinker down low, and it's now 2 balls and a 1 strike. September 6th of 2013, the series tied at 1 apiece. Ernst went 8 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, and 5 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 7. There's the 2-1, and that's on the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Billy Spottiswoode, the midseason pickup last year for the Railcats, was a touch better. He only gave up 1 earned run. Railcats will win that 3-1, took a 2-1 lead in the series. Bond hits a high fly ball towards the left field line, moving over Cascaden, and Cascaden makes the 2-handed catch. So Bond hits it hard the other way for his 2nd straight at bat. Both times Anthony Cascaden has made the catch. 2 outs and nobody on for Josh Mazzola, 0 for 2. Mazzola struck out swinging and flied out to left field. The Railcats would close the series out in Game 4 the following night behind a 7-inning shutout effort from Morgan Combs. And the RedHawks would have their season end 3-0 at U.S. Steel Yard. Fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. And of course, we're swept by the Goldeyes in 2012 in 3 games. A 1-0 pitch bounced in front of the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. A series in which the RedHawks were not only heavy favorites in that opening round, but really favorites to win the championship that season. They tied a then American Association record with 65 wins. And one of the deepest rotations in American Association history. 2-0 pitch, fastball at the letters, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And they had a scary good lineup, perhaps the best that the RedHawks have had since joining the American Association in 2011. The 2-1 pitch to Mazzola. High fly ball in the air to right. Drifting back, Brandon Tripp. He's got it lined up in front of the warning track. Tripp makes the catch. And the Goldeyes are retired in order. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. Into 5 at Shaw Park. It's 11-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Nothing foggy. Nothing to hide. Everything is crystal clear with Duraco windows. Duraco windows are built to last a lifetime, and they guarantee it 100% with their true lifetime warranty. Feel confident that should a seal fail, a lock break, or a weld crack, you are completely covered. A big investment should be backed big time, so know what you're getting right from the start. The choice is clear. Duraco windows. Go to Duraco.com now to book a free consultation.
Is your car clean on the inside but dirty on the outside? No problem. Get an exterior washed at the Chamois for only $8.92. And remember, July is Kidney Month at the Chamois. The Chamois Car Wash and Detail Centers are once again helping to raise money and awareness for the Kidney Foundation through their Buy a Bean promotion. Buy a bean and receive a free Lustre Shield treatment. No appointment necessary. Come into any of the 3 Chamois locations today: Waverly, Reinders, or St. James.
Leave the daily grind behind and treat yourself to what is by far Winnipeg's best happy hour. Monday through Friday from 3 until 5, the lounge at your favorite Pony Corral location has happy hour appetizers at half price. And on top of that, every Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday, you can get 49-cent wings and ribbies. It's all part of Winnipeg's best and most delicious happy hour. Monday to Friday from 3 till 5 and Monday and Tuesday from 5 until 2 a.m. at your local Pony Corral lounge.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Top of the 6th at Shaw Park, Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices only with MTS. New pitcher in the game for the Goldeyes, rookie lefty Taylor Bratton will make his 4th professional appearance, 0-0 with no saves. All appearances have come in relief. 3 1/3 scoreless innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. Opponents hitting 182. Taylor Bratton, the Ontario native, the rookie out of the University of West Alabama in the United States. Bratton, 6'2", 190 pounds, a 23-year-old left-hander from Oakville, Ontario, will take on Paramore, Tripp, and Carroll 6, 7, and 8. He relieves Kyoe Downing, who pitched the 5th, 1 inning, 3 earned runs, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strike, getting through 31 pitches. 2 earned runs on Kyoe Downing. The run scored by Sawyer Carroll unearned due to the passed ball that was charged to Jordan Gaida. So it's 11-2 in favor of the RedHawks here in the top of the 6th. Fargo trying to salvage this series finale and the season series finale. Winnipeg with a 10-2 record this year against the RedHawks. They have won 10 straight over Fargo-Moorhead going back to the early part of June. Paramore has been on base 3 times without a hit, 2 walks and a hit batsman, and he has scored 1 run. Switch hitter from the right side. He takes a changeup on the outside corner from Taylor Bratton, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Taylor Bratton, the true rookie, last pitched against the St. Paul Saints on Wednesday. Swinging a foul off to the right side, 0-2. He worked a scoreless inning. No hits, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. His professional debut came back on June 26th, that Tour of the Year, when the Goldeyes were still on the Can-Am League trip. And would later appear on June 9th against the Sioux City Explorers and work 2 shutout. From the windup, here's the 0-2. Changeup down low, and it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bratton, over the last 2 years at West Alabama, has been a starter, 28 starts during his junior and senior seasons. Then a combined 8 and 10, a 2.92 ERA this past spring. Swinging a bouncer towards second. Backhanded by Bob, throws to first in time to get Petey Paramore. And there's 1 away here in the top half of the 6th inning. As a junior last year, 2013, Bratton had an ERA of just 2.52. During those 2 seasons, he worked a combined 185 2/3 innings, struck at 106, and walked just 28 batters. So here's Brandon Tripp, 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. He has struck out and grounded into a double play. Breaking ball taken just outside, 1 ball and 0 strikes. Brandon Tripp, a left-hand batter, wide open stance. And the pitch. Fastball misses low and outside. So it's 2-0 on the former College World Series champion Brandon Tripp. The Cal State Fullerton Titans win the College World Series when he was a freshman in 2004. Swing and a miss at a high fastball, 2-1. Last year, had the opportunity to play with one of his former college teammates when he was with the St. Paul Saints, Wes Romer, a former first-round draft pick. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a foul straight back, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Romer this year pitched very briefly for the RedHawks, and he actually faced the Goldeyes in that early June series at Newman Outdoor Field. He had since been released. Romer, another alumnus of Cal State Fullerton, one of the top collegiate programs in the United States. The 2-2, breaking ball outside and low, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tripp in his 9th year professional baseball, a lifetime .277 hitter. He's had some real good seasons in the American Association going back to 2011, and has been as high as AA. From the windup, now the 3-2 pitch. Popped him up behind shortstop. Out goes Kuhn, both feet in the outfield grass. Kuhn makes the catch, and Tripp is retired. 2 up and 2 set aside. That'll bring up Sawyer Carroll. Carroll in last night's doubleheader in a 2-run homer against Chris Salamita in Game 1. The only runs the RedHawks scored against Salamita. And here in Game 3 of this series, a single, a double, and a walk, and 4 runs batted in, giving him 41 on the season. 11 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors for the Goldeyes. The first pitch, swinging a high fly ball to center field. Abercrombie back a couple of steps. He's under it. Abercrombie in now, makes the catch. And Taylor Bratton has a 1-2-3. Top half of the 6th, nothing across. Middle of the 6th here in Winnipeg. It's 11-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Nice day. Want a drink?
Yeah, sure. Pass me a Pepsi. Whoa! Do you hear that? Open your Pepsi. Whoa! That was awesome.
Hit it out of the park this summer with the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi. Pepsi, live for now.
My son loves hockey, but after a body check last season, I didn't think he would play. He slid hard into the boards. I was worried. We went to our family chiropractor. He set up a treatment plan, and his care was partly covered by Manitoba Health. Now, my son's back on the ice playing and enjoying every minute, even the practices. Thanks to our chiropractor for making life better.
Manitoba Chiropractors, making life better.
Step into Cub Bakery and you'll feel like you've come home. Cub Bakery, the oldest rye bread bakery in the city, has been making Winnipeg-style rye bread using virtually the same recipe since 1923. But they make so much more than their signature rye. Pick up fresh hearth and pan breads, pastries, and buns, all baked with care to ensure you and your family enjoy only the highest of quality. One taste and you'll understand why they're a Winnipeg tradition. Cub Bakery, always fresh.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom half of the 6th at Shaw Park. Nice job by Taylor Bratton setting down the RedHawks in order for the first time tonight. Needed only 11 pitches to do it. Tyler Kuhn leads off the bottom of the 6th. Winnipeg trailing 11-2. First pitch from Brian Ernst, his 89th of the evening. It's a fastball down low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Kuhn, Harther, and Blackwood 3, 4, and 5. Kuhn, an RBI single and a walk tonight. The pitch outside of low with another fastball, and it's now 2-0. We have a winner for tonight's trivia question, brought to you by the Place Louis Riel Suite Hotel. Congratulations to Bobby Laudeville from Charleswood, who knew that Mike Cather was the first Goldeyes alumnus to reach the major leagues. Fastball low and outside, and the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. Cather pitching for the Goldeyes very early in their history, would first get to the majors in 1997 with the Atlanta Braves. Fastball on the outside, half 3-1. And would spend 3 years in total with the Braves, 1997 through 1999, helping the Braves win 3 of what were 14 consecutive division championships. Low and outside, ball 4, leadoff walk. So Kuhn is on base for a 3rd time, a single and 2 walks. And that's the 4th walk issued by Brian Ernst. Casey Harther now steps to the plate. Harther is 0 for 2. He's hit into a fielder's choice and flied out to right field. Casey Harther, a right-hand batter, entered at .399, the top batting average in the league. Eric Castor is holding Tyler Kuhn at first, and the first pitch taken way outside, 1 ball and no strikes. That'll prompt Petey Paramore to go out to the mound and have a talk with a 23-year-old righty, Brian Ernst. Lights beginning to take effect. A little past 9 o'clock at Shaw Park in the finale of this series. Winnipeg will be heading to Gary for a 3-game set on Friday. The RedHawks go home to take on the St. Paul Saints. That'll be a huge series. RedHawks will have a chance to cut into the wild card deficit. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back. Healthy cut by Casey Harther. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Casey Harther had a very consistent professional career. He was a steady player as the Goldeyes had last season. He's been the same, just taking it to an even greater level this year. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Hit foul off the hands behind the plate, and the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Even during his time in the Los Angeles Angels organization, where he would get as high as the AA level, Casey Harther, he has hit at just about every stop of his career. A lifetime .299 hitter. The pitch, swinging a high fly the other way, foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 years ago, Casey hit .271 with 10 homers for the AA Arkansas Travelers in the Texas League. It hit as high as .350. That was in his true rookie season in 2009. The 1-2, changeup high and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. He was drafted in the 5th round by the Los Angeles Angels in 2009 out of UCLA, a former college teammate of Brendan Lafferty. The 2-2 pitch, swinging a high fly ball, shallow right. In comes Brandon Tripp towards the line. Tripp still moving over, and he makes the grab. 1 man down here in the 6th. Tyler Kuhn will go back to first base. Goldeyes this week is brought to you by Boston Pizza. After the game, you can have any of our more than 100 delicious Boston Pizza menu items delivered to your door. Call 925-4111 or do some finger cooking at bostonpizza.com. Jake Blackwood stepping to the plate 0 for 1. He grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd, and then drew a leadoff walk in the 4th. Here's the first pitch, fouled straight back, good rip, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Following tonight's game, we'll have another fireworks show. A crowd tonight of better than 7,000 on hand at Shaw Park, a near-capacity crowd. Goldeyes will hit the road for 3 games this weekend against the Railcats. The 0-1 pitch, fastball high, 1-1. The All-Star celebrations Monday the 28th and Tuesday the 29th, and then Winnipeg is back on the road beginning Wednesday, July 30th, 4 at Sioux Falls, then 4 at Sioux City, before coming back home to take on Wichita for a 4-game series. Swinging a foul tip held by Petey Paramore, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So not counting the All-Star break, the Goldeyes will play 11 consecutive games on the road, but they will get a ton of home games to finish up the season. Winnipeg will play 17 of its final 23 on the road as Blackwood lines with a shallow right. That's in for a base hit. Kuhn will stop at 2nd, and Jake Blackwood is on board for a 2nd time tonight. A bloop single the other way, first and second, one man down with Donnie Webb stepping to the plate. Pardon me, 18 of 24 at home for the Winnipeg Goldeyes to finish up the season beginning on August 7th. Winnipeg will play 18 of their final 24 games at home. Now, we mentioned this last night. They have a very tough schedule to finish up the year. Donnie Webb, switch hitter, left-handed, 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Change up high and outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. When they come home, they will get Wichita right now leading the league for 4 games. And then the Saints come in. They have been red hot here for the better part of 3 weeks. A 1-0 pitch, line foul the other way, 1 ball and 1 strike. The New Jersey Jackals, always vying for a playoff spot in the Can-Am League, will be the lone Can-Am League club to visit Shaw Park this year. And the Goldeyes have to go to St. Paul. And they finish this season at home with 4 games against the defending champion Railcats. The 1-1 pitch hit in the air down the left field line. That twist foul into the stands. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a lot of home games to finish up the year, 18 of 24, but a tough schedule in the final month for Winnipeg. Right now they lead the Saints by 3 games after the Saints won earlier this afternoon. Ernst 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, got him in a curveball low and inside. So Ernst picks up his 3rd strike into the game. Now there's 2 outs. That'll bring up Reggie Abercrombie, 1 for 2, an RBI single and a fly out to right. Tyler Kuhn is on second. Jake Blackwood is on first with 2 men down. 11-2 in favor of the RedHawks here in the bottom half of the 6th. If the Goldeyes are unable to come back, the lead in the North would be down to 2.5 games. First pitch to Abercrombie, breaking ball high and inside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. 5, 9, 14, 16, and $20 tickets for all Goldeyes games are on sale now through Ticketmaster by calling 1-855-GOLDEYE, visiting Ticketmaster.ca, or visiting any Ticketmaster location, including the box office at Shaw Park. Abercrombie takes the fastball inside, and it's now 2-0. Reggie now up to 41 runs batted in this year. 2 on and 2 out. And the pitch. High fly ball in there to left center field. Playable for Nick Jackson to his right. Jackson is under it, makes the catch just in front of Anthony Cascaded. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit and 2 runners left on base. 6 in the books here at Shaw Park. 11-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Can you guess who is top dog in the alley? Johnson Waste Management. Johnson Waste Management has been recognized as the top dog in the business 7 years in a row. Not bad for a local family-owned business in a dog-eat-dog world. Johnson Waste Management. Silver trucks and green bins. Doing our best to be the very best.
We all love to save. Save time, save gas, save space. And what gives you the biggest smile is when you save money. But will your money save itself? Don't bank on it. Count on Steinbach Credit Union instead. With great savings rates that start paying interest from $1 and a wide range of GICs that make saving even easier, you'll be smiling from year to year. Want to save? Talk to SCU, because we're taking care of the world's most important money, yours.
Salisbury House has hit a home run with the introduction of their new premium fresh-cut fries by Cavendish. Available at all 7 Salisbury House family and 7 Sal's Express restaurants and Shaw Park too. They will remind you of the taste and quality when Mom made them at home. So swing into Sal's for their new fresh-cut fries on every platter. Ask about Goldeyes vouchers redeemable for free tickets to Goldeyes home games. Compliments of Salisbury House. Your house, your food, your way.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Top of the 7th at Shaw Park, 11-2 in favor of the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Taylor Bratton, who had a 1-2-3-6, goes out for a second inning of work. He'll face 9-1-2. Anthony Cascade, Zach Penpries, and Ronnie Berkwin. We'll take another look at the out-of-town scoreboard in this inning, brought to you by Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring. Earlier this afternoon, the St. Paul Saints won their 6th in a row. First pitch, fastball high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. The St. Paul Saints defeating the Sioux Falls Canaries 4-3 at Midway Stadium to pull within 3 games of the Goldeyes in the north. Fastball high and outside, 2-0 on Anthony Cascade. And he's 0 for 3, 2 groundouts to short, and he is grounded into a double play, though an unconventional one. That was in the top half of the third. The Lincoln Salt Dogs lead the Amarillo Sox 6-4, top of the 7th at Haymarket Park. Fastball high and outside, 3 balls and no strikes. In the top of the 7th in Wichita, the Laredo Lemurs lead the Wichita Wingnuts 3-1 at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. The Grand Prairie Airhawks have a 7-2 lead over the Kansas City T-Bones, bottom of the 7th at Community America Ballpark. Cascade takes all the way, a fastball down the middle of the knees, and it's 3-1 on the RedHawks left fielder. In the top of the 7th in Iowa, the Explorers have gone in front of the Railcats. Line drive towards short, caught by a reaching Kuhn for the first out. Tyler Kuhn takes away a base hit from Anthony Cascade, and with a leaping catch reaching over his shoulder and across his body, 1 man down here in the 7th. It's Sioux City 5 and Gary South Shore 4 in the top half of the 7th inning at Lewis and Clark Park. Here in Winnipeg, the RedHawks lead the Goldeyes 11-2. Zach Penprace bounces one on the right side, high hop, grabbed by Casey Harther, and Harther will take it to the first base bag himself. 2 outs and nobody on. And Penprace didn't even bother running through the bag at first. He was actually running fairly hard out of the box, but once he saw Harther grab that, he just veered off towards the dugout on the first base side. A 1-pitch out, and that'll bring up Ronnie Berkwin. Berkwin officially 1 for 3. A single, he's been hit by a pitch and scored a run. And he has flied out twice to right field. Bratton delivers, swinging a ground ball foul outside of first base. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. 11 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Right-hander Cephas Howard now begins to throw for the Goldeyes down the left field line. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Berkwin. Hit in the air to center field. In comes Abercrombie, still coming on, charging forward, reaches, and he makes the shoestring catch, and the inning is over. Some good defense in the inning for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Reggie Abercrombie with a shoestring catch to take away a blue pit from Ronnie Berkwin, and Taylor Bratton has retired all 6 to face him. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. 7th inning stretch time at Shaw Park. It's 11-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Most days, you can predict what life's going to throw at you.
He's 2 for 2 at bat so far today.
But every once in a while...
Strike! Oh, he did not see that coming.
When life throws you a curveball, Ranger Insurance will protect what's important to you. Whether it's home, life, auto, or commercial, they have a plan that fits your needs. Ranger Insurance. Putting relationships first. For the protection you deserve, visit rangerinsurance.ca.
At Cal Tire, they are the tire and wheel experts. They have the best selection of tires and wheels in the city, all at prices that can't be beat. If you find a lower advertised price, bring it in and they'll match it or even beat it. This spring, pay attention to your vehicle by taking it to the experts at Cal Tire. It's time to talk to Cal at any one of their 5 convenient Winnipeg locations.
Support your own, the Goldeyes. And Fort Garry Brewing. Located right here in Winnipeg, Fort Garry Brewing is Manitoba's #1 brewery, crafting a full spectrum of delicious beers and ales, including the award-winning Fort Garry Dark and the fan-favorite Fort Garry Pale, both of which are available at Shaw Park, so cheer on the home team. Fort Garry Brewing, Manitoba made, Manitoba's own.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Bottom half of the 7th inning at Shaw Park, 11-2 in favor of the RedHawks. Ryan Ernst has thrown 110 pitches. He's going to go back out for the 7th. They'll face 8, 9, and 1. Luis Allen, Jordan Guida, and Brock Bond. Luis 0 for 2 in the game. He has grounded out to second and grounded out to first base. Brian Ernst from the windup in the first pitch. Fastball into the knees for a strike. And the count is 0-1. The entire Goldeyes organization is gearing up to host the 2014 American Association All-Star Celebrations. Fastball low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 2-day event coming up this Monday and Tuesday, July 28th and July 29th. Monday is the All-Star Fan Fest, hosted by Lower Level Sports Cards. Swing and a miss at a curveball down low, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Activities include a sports card show, interactive games, live entertainment on the Free Press stage, an all-star autograph session, and fun with a Recycle Everywhere street team. 1-2 pitch to Allen. Sinker taken low and outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The All-Star Skills Competitions take place the evening of Monday, July 28th. Gates at Shaw Park opening at 5 p.m. And the first 2,500 in attendance receive an All-Star Baseball courtesy of Recycle Everywhere. The 2-2 to Allen, outside and low, missed with another sinker, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll have the Media Skills Competition followed by the Recycle Everywhere All-Star Skills Competition. That'll include the fastest runner competition, outfield throwing accuracy, and the home run derby. Payoff pitch, tapped in the ground, foul outside of first. A right-hander begins to warm up in the RedHawks bullpen. Still 3-2 on Luis Allen. Illusionist Brian Glow will be on hand on Monday, July 28th to add some magic to the evening. Immediately following the skills competitions, the Goldeyes turn back the clock with a dance party in the Recycle Everywhere Picnic Park. Another 3-2 pitch. Low ball for a leadoff walk. 5th walk issued by Brian Ernst, matching his season high. It's the 5th time that he has walked 5 batters in a game, and the 2nd time that he's done it against the Winnipeg Goldeyes. A runner on first and no one down. See if Winnipeg can make a late charge. Jordan Guida's 1 for 2. Eric Castro is not going to hold on Luis Allen at first. Guida a single and a run scored in the 3rd, and he struck out swinging in the 5th. Sock Hop with the Stars features iconic Winnipeg band Free Ride as Harry and the Armpits perform nostalgic tunes from the 1950s and 60s. Guida takes a fastball at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Fans that attend the event, which is free with a skills competition ticket, will have the chance to dance, mix, and mingle with the All-Stars. Fastball, that one catches the outside corner. It's 0-2 on Jordan Guida, who has really hit well. He has been thrust into everyday duty after the injury to Sam Kimmel last Thursday against the St. Paul Saints. Swinging a line drive to left field, coming on Cascaden, and Cascaden makes the catch. Guida hit it on the screws, but for a 3rd time in this game, Anthony Cascaden is in good position to catch a hard hit ball. Brock Bond steps to the plate, 0 for 3. He has grounded a short, and twice he has hit the ball hard to Anthony Cascaden. Both times they have gone for outs. The All-Star celebrations continue on Tuesday, July 29th at noon with a BFI All-Star Luncheon at the Fairmont Hotel. Canadian native and Baseball Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins will be the guest speaker. Bond drives on a deep left, going back is Cascaden in front of the track. And for a 3rd time, Brock Bond hits it hard the other way, and Anthony Cascaden runs it down. 2 outs now. Allen still on first. Josh Mazzola will step up. Tables or individual tickets to the luncheon are available by calling the Goldeyes office at 982 base. The same afternoon, kids 8 to 13 years of age can participate in the McDonald's All-Star Skills Camp. The 3-hour camp will be held at Shaw Park and features baseball instruction from Goldeyes players. Mazzola takes a fastball at the knees, 0-1. We've talked a lot about quality plate appearances over the last month or so since the Goldeyes were on the Can-Am League trip. The 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses low this time. 1 ball and 1 strike. Brock Bond tonight a good example. He is 0 for 4 in the box score, but he is 3 out of 4 or 75% in quality plate appearances. Swing and a miss at a curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In 3 of his 4 at-bats, he has hit the ball hard out to left field. All 3 times they've been caught by Anthony Cascaden. But it is not a bad night by Brock Bond, even though the line might read 0 for 4. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a bouncer foul, just got a piece of a curve that squirts between the legs of P.D. Paramore. It's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. 11 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. The in-game line score is brought to you by Culligan Water. Better water, pure and simple. Culligan Water has been locally owned and operated since 1956, serving Winnipeg and the surrounding areas. Contact them at drinkculligan.com. About 40 to 45% quality plate appearances is considered good, whether for a team in a particular game or an individual player over a lengthy stretch. Over 50% is very good, and then the elite hitters will approach or break the 60% threshold of quality plate appearances. Swinging a ground ball foul outside of third base, still 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a spot here where Again, Bond, the line might say 0 for 4, but you can walk away from the game feeling good, knowing you hit the ball hard 3 times, and with a little bit of luck, could easily be 3 for 4. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Ground ball out to shortstop, picked up by Penpraise, goes the short way to second. And that's in time before San Luis Allen. The inning is over. No runs, no hits, and 1 runner left on base. 7 complete at Shaw Park. It's 11-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
The Fairmont Winnipeg is the city's only luxury hotel with 340 luxuriously appointed rooms, 19,000 square feet of stylish function space, and 12 meeting rooms. At the Fairmont, quality, comfort, and convenience come standard, and its central location makes it perfect for your next corporate meeting or family staycation. Travel easily to the RBC Convention Center through the Underground Concourse, or visit the nearby Canadian Museum of Human Rights. Located in the heart of the city, the Fairmont Winnipeg continues to be the hotel of choice for the discerning traveler.
The real estate news is online and connected. Connected to the latest MLS listings wherever you are. Print, online, mobile. It's in your hands. Visit WinnipegRealEstateNews.com. The real estate news is online and connected. Connected to the latest MLS listings wherever you are. Print, online, mobile. It's in your hands. Visit WinnipegRealEstateNews.com.
It's summer. The perfect time to kick back and relax with friends and family. This summer, make it easy on yourself with catering by Chicken Delight. From a feast for a few to feeding your whole crew, Chicken Delight will put a smile on everyone's face with their famous chicken, fabulous pizza, ribs that rock, and more. Pick it up or have it delivered. Give us a call or send us your catering order at chickendelight.com.
So don't cook tonight. Tonight, all right. Call Chicken Delight.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
The All-Star celebrations culminate with a 2014 American Association All-Star Game on Tuesday, July 29th, presented by Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries. Every fan in attendance receives a Goldeyes card playing courtesy of Manitoba Liquor and Lotteries, as well as a commemorative All-Star Game program. The Superstars and Gertzer will entertain fans between innings following the game. You can enjoy a fireworks spectacular and then interact with players at the Winnipeg Free Press All-Star After Party at the Metropolitan Entertainment Center. Tickets for the after party are on sale now. For tickets and information about the 2014 American Association All-Star Celebrations, call the Goldeyes office at 982-BASE or visit goldeyes.com. Top of the 8th inning at Shaw Park, 11-2 in favor of the RedHawks. New pitcher of the game for Winnipeg, righty Cephas Howard takes over after 2 great innings from the lefty Taylor Bratton. Bratton is still yet to give up a run in his first 4 professional appearances. Howard makes his 16th appearance of the year all in relief. 2-1 no saves at a 5.73 ERA. 11 innings pitched, 11 hits, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .256. Against the right-hander Cephas Howard. Howard 6'5", 240 pounds, a 29-year-old right-hander from Augusta, Georgia. He last pitched on Sunday against the Kansas City T-Bones. He got a big final out in support of Nick Hernandez in the bottom half of the 8th inning after the T-Bones started to build a little bit of momentum. They had scored 3 times, and the Goldeyes eventually won that game by a final of 9-3. Rutherford, Castor, and Jackson 3-4-5 to Rutherford, a perfect night. A single, a 2-run homer, 2 walks, and he has driven in 3 total runs. Howard from the stretch in the first pitch, throws behind him. And there you have it. Good for Cephas Howard in the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Howard throws behind C.J. Rutherford. And hopefully that'll put a close to everything that has surrounded Rutherford in this series. Going all the way back to last night in the top of the first inning of game number 2. Rutherford, a right-hand batter, and the pitch, fastball low and inside, and the count is now 2 balls and no strikes. Rutherford, again, you don't necessarily fault him for trying to make contact with Luis Allen. The plate was blocked, but Rutherford essentially left his feet and elbowed Allen in the head, knocking him to the ground. There's the 2-0 pitch. Cutter on the outside corner at the knees. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. And whether or not you want to debate the hit was clean or not, many felt that it was not a clean hit. Based on the way that Rutherford went in, swinging a ground ball out to shortstop, picked up by Kuhn. Kuhn will throw it across to first in time to get Rutherford. And there's 1 away here in the 8th inning. More than anything else, what was really aggravating about what Rutherford did last night is that he never once checked up on Luis Allen. Generally, if you are a runner coming home and you knock the catcher over, if he holds on the ball or not, the runner will at least tap the catcher on the back, or in the case of Rutherford where he knocked him down, just check to make sure he's okay. A little check like that would have gone a long way last night. And then in this ball game, first pitch to Eric Castro, check swing and a cutter inside, 1 ball and 0 strikes. In the top half of the fourth, Rutherford hit a 2-run homer over the left field fence, stared at it for about 5 seconds before getting out of the box, was very slow coming around the base paths, and started shouting in the Goldeyes dugout when he came around third. Ground ball to the right side, nice backhand play by Harther. He'll take it to first base himself, and Castro retired 2 away in the top half of the 8th inning. So a couple things that Rutherford did to really anger the Winnipeg Goldeyes, and whether or not Howard threw behind Rutherford solely for the hit on Luis Allen, or maybe a combination of that and what he did on the home run earlier tonight. Good on the Goldeyes for sticking up for their teammate, a guy who was probably the most respected guy in the Goldeyes clubhouse in Luis Allen. And again, hopefully that'll put everything here to a close in the final game of the year between the two teams. First pitch to Nick Jackson, fastball taken high and away. 1 ball and 0 strikes. Jackson 2 out of 4, a couple of singles. He has scored twice, and he has grounded out twice. 11-2 RedHawks. We're in the top half of the 8th. Bases empty and 2 men down. Jackson, a left-handed batter. Howard's 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses outside, and it's now 2 balls and 0 strikes. And in the end, it seemed Rutherford knew that something might happen. Rutherford didn't chirp back at the Goldeyes. Is fully aware of what has transpired over the last 2 nights. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball just outside, of the count goes to 3-0. And eventually Rutherford will ground out to Tyler Kuhn without further incident and headed back to the dugout. Loose ball comes on the field with a pitcher warming up in the RedHawks pen. It comes all the way down the first baseline, maybe 40 or feet so from home plate. And P.D. Paramore, the on-deck hitter, has to lob it back in the direction of his teammates. 3-0 on Nick Jackson. Outfield deep and straight away against the longtime RedHawks slugger. Howard comes set. And the pitch. Fastball on the outside half. 3 balls and 1 strike. Cephas Howard faced the Goldeyes quite a bit in 2009. He was the Northern League's Rookie Pitcher of the Year, and a great year for the Schaumburg Flyers. The 3-1. Cutter line drive on the right field line, then it's going to get down for a base hit. Mazzola sprinting to cut it off. It'll roll towards the fence. Jackson is on his way to second base. Jackson turns on the afterburners, and he slides into second base with a double. So a 2-base hit for Nick Jackson. And that'll bring up P.D. Paramore, who's been on base 3 times without a base hit. Officially 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. He has drawn 2 walks. He has been hit by a pitch, and he has scored a run. 11 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the RedHawks, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Jordan Guida will go out to the mound and have a brief talk here with Cephas Howard. 9:36 p.m. at Shaw Park. Goldeyes have tomorrow off. They'll spend most of the day traveling out to Gary, Indiana, where they'll take on the defending champions. 3 games starting Friday night at U.S. Steel Yard. A 7:10 first pitch Friday. Matt Jackson will take on right-hander Stephen Hiscock. P.D. Paramore, a switch hitter from the left side of the plate. Jackson, a fast runner, is on second with 2 men down. Here's the first pitch. Cutter just inside, 1 ball and 0 strikes. Like how we doubting Cephas Howard has used a cut fastball as a great weapon throughout his career. He also throws a slider, which is similar break, away from righties and in on lefties, not as much velocity. Saturday will be a 6:10 p.m. start against the Railcats. The 1-0 pitch way inside, and it's now 2 balls and 0 strikes. That'll feature Nick Hernandez against righty Steven Booyer. And then Sunday afternoon at 2:10, Chris Alameda faces right-hander Morgan Combs. 2 of them both pitched very well in the Sunday game here at Shaw Park. So for a 2nd straight series, the Goldeyes will miss Dustin Crenshaw, who's maybe been the best pitcher this year for the Railcats. He'll be coming to the All-Star game on Tuesday. Entering today, Crenshaw 3rd in the league in ERA at 2.67. Jackson on second and 2 outs. 2-0 the count on P.D. Paramore. Howard is ready. The pitch on the way. Fastball on the outside corner at the knees. 2-1 on Petey Paramore. Brandon Tripp waits on deck if Paramore can extend the inning. RedHawks took an early 1-0 lead in the second. The Goldeyes tied it in the bottom half. The RedHawks have led since scoring 5 times in the top half of the third. Now the right-hander comes set. Jackson a big lead. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball. That's on the outside half of the letters. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Ernst, through 7 innings, is now at 127 pitches. So you figure he's going to be done. He is qualified for a win. RedHawks have had a righty warming up the last couple of innings. Ernst pitching well tonight. Despite walking 5 batters, he has held the Goldeyes to 4 hits. 2-2 on Paramore. Guida will set up away. Howard checks back. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul straight back off the screen. And it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Petey Paramore, a switch hitter left-handed. A .291 hitter from the left side. He has done better there. 8 for 36 against left-hand pitching, an average of .222. Final line on Taylor Bratton. He was great. 2 perfect innings. No hits, no walks, no strikeouts. And he only threw 19 pitches in 2 full innings of work. Cephas Howard is the 5th pitcher used tonight by the Goldeyes and the 4th reliever. Another 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him on a cutter in the dugout by Guida. And no need to apply the tag as Paramore goes back to the dugout. Howard with a strikeout ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on base. Middle of the 8th at Shaw Park. It's 11-2 RedHawks on Jewel 101.
Things you'll never hear a Cambrian Credit Union member say.
Oh, I just love paying service fees.
My high mortgage rate is amazing.
Yes, I'll pay $1.50 to use this ATM.
With Cambrian Credit Union's great rates and free banking through the UNFI, Cambrian members won't say these things. With a full range of hassle-free financial services, they're here for Manitobans. Cambrian Credit Union, building strong financial foundations for making dreams come true.
Honey, where should I put this?
In the basement.
I don't think there's any room.
Sound familiar? If your home or garage has accumulated more than it can hold, let BFI Canada help. Rent a temporary bin from BFI for a day, a week, or longer. Too much stuff? Then call the Blue. Call BFI Canada to schedule your delivery today. BFI Canada, a progressive waste solutions company.
Boys never outgrow their need for toys. The toys just get bigger. Metro Center, Winnipeg store for all things trailer, can help you take your toys anywhere you want to go. Trailers, parts, hitches, Metro Center has it all. Plus, you'll earn Air Miles reward miles with every purchase. Over 4,000 square feet of trailer parts, truck accessories, online ordering, knowledgeable staff, trailer service. Everything you need to haul your toys is at your Winnipeg trailer store. Metro Center, 620 Nairn. Visit metrotrailers.ca.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball is brought to you by MTS. Get unlimited internet in Manitoba on all your devices, only with MTS. Bottom half of the 8th inning at Shaw Park. Righty Kevin Fuqua takes over. The RedHawks lead the Goldeyes by a score of 11-2. Kevin Fuqua makes his 24th appearance of the year, all in relief. 4-1, no saves, and a 3.28 ERA. 24 2/3 innings, 28 hits, 9 walks, 21 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .289 against Kevin Fuqua. Fuqua, 6 foot, 205 pounds, a 25-year-old right-hander from Durwood, Maryland. 3 of the first 4 years of his pro career have been spent with the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. Tyler Kuhn, a left-hand batter, leads off. Fuqua, a right-hander out of the stretch. And the first pitch, fastball, catches the outside half of the knees. And the count is 0-1. Fuqua pitched an inning and a third scoreless last night in Game 2 of the doubleheader. It was one of his best career outings against the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fastball inside, and it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. Fuqua has had a great start to his pro career. 4 seasons, a lifetime 2.54 ERA, but coming into last night, he had a career 5.94 in run average against the Goldeyes since 2011. Here's the 1-1 to Kuhn. Fastball high and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Fuqua did well. He kept the RedHawks within a run. The Goldeyes eventually would win it 4-3. Kuhn an RBI single and 2 walks, and he hit a grand slam against Kevin Fuqua back in the opener of the doubleheader on June 30th, right here at Shaw Park. The 2-1 pitch, changeup. led her high in the outside half. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fuqua, born and lives in Durwood, Maryland. Last year, one of the top closers in the Can-Am League for the Rockland Boulders, a teammate of Donnie Webb, saved 21 games, second most in the Can-Am League, and he had a 1.71 ERA. Fuqua taking over for the starting pitcher, Brian Ernst. The 2-2 pitch. Fastball outside, 3-2. Pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Ernst, good enough. 2 earned runs and 4 hits. He did walk 5 over 7 innings. He threw 127 pitches, and he's in line to get a win. The payoff to Kuhn. Outside ball for a leadoff walk, and Tyler Kuhn draws his 3rd walk of this game. He's on base for a 4th time. And the Goldeyes have a runner on first and nobody out for Casey Harther. Goldeyes have a righty warming up. Chris Kissick, who hasn't worked in several days. Kissick warming up down the left field line. Cephas Howard worked a scoreless top half of the 8th and took care of business with C.J. Rutherford at the plate. Casey Harther 0 for 3, sitting to a fielder's choice and twice flied out to right. Kuhn is not being held at first by Eric Castro. First pitch, breaking ball on the outside corner, and the count 0-1. When the RedHawks were going through their first ever losing season, 2011, it was their first year in the American Association. Doug Simonek made a number of changes in the middle of the year. The 0-1 pitch way outside of the slider, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. A couple of those changes netted the RedHawks Kevin Fuqua and Joe Harris, both at the time true rookies, and both have turned into 2 of the best relief pitchers in the league. Some consider Harris the best overall. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Harther swings and pops it up left side. In comes Ronnie Berkman, foul ground. Paramore going out. Paramore reaches, collides with Berkman, who caught it. And it looks like Ronnie Berkman caught that ball, and 2 gloves collided. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. And Ronnie Berkman made that catch coming in from 3rd base. So now there's 1 man down. Harther retired. Kuhn is still on first. Jake Blackwood will step up. Blackwood 1 for 2, a single walk and a ground out to 3rd base. 11-2 RedHawks were in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Blackwood a right-hand batter. Harris, unfortunately, right now is on the shelf, but a guy who won 10 games in relief last season. Just a tough guy against both lefties and righties. Fuqua's been great over the last 4 seasons. First pitch, fastball at the letters for a strike, and the count is 0-1. As a true rookie in 2011, Fuqua made 21 appearances for Fargo and had an ERA of just 1.60. And it was one of the bright spots for the RedHawks that season. The 0-1 pitch. Line shot towards the hole, base hit through to left. Jake Blackwood with a clean single to left field, his 2nd hit of the night. That puts runners on 1st and 2nd with 1 man down. And it brings Donnie Webb to the plate, officially 0 for 2. A fly out to center and a strike. Eddie has walked, scored, and along the way he stole his league-leading 27th base of the year. So Webb will face his former teammate Kevin Fuqua. The 2 of them were integral parts of the Rockland Boulders, who were in contention for the wild card in the Can-Am League last year, up until the final couple of weeks. Donnie, a 5-tool player in an MVP caliber season, and Fuqua is one of the top closers. The first pitch, fastball low and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Fuqua, after 2012, he was shipped to the Rockland Boulders in exchange for Keith Brackel, who was coming off a 20-plus homers season. Brackel will have a good year last year for the RedHawks. Then Brackel was traded to Amarillo. Fastball high and outside, it's now 2-0. Fuqua was later reacquired this past offseason. Brackel has since been let go by the Sox, but he has latched on with the Saints, and he's been a big part of the Saints winning 14 of their last 16 games. 2 on and 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Webb, a switch hitter left-handed, swinging a chopper towards first, tough up. It rolls behind Castro, he recovers. He's got it, and he steps on first for the 2nd out. Kuhn will go to 3rd base, and Blackwood goes to 2nd. A hard grounder. Castro bobbled that ball, but he never let it hit the ground a 2nd time. He corralled it up against his body and was able to get Webb by a step in the foot race. Reggie Abercrombie now steps up. Abercrombie 1 for 3 with an RBI single, a fly to right and a fly to left. RedHawks 11, Goldeyes 2 in the bottom half of the 8th inning here at Shaw Park. Tyler Kuhn is on 3rd base. Jake Blackwood is on 2nd. Abercrombie now has 29 runs batted in 34 career games against Fargo. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss at a slider away, and the count is 0-1. Kevin Fuqua, career 2.54 earned run average. He played his college baseball in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at LaSalle University. Was 16-21 during his 4 college seasons with a 4.65 ERA. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul straight back, tipped the slider off the plate, and it's 0-2. Abercrombie checks to make sure he didn't break his bat. RedHawks are trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Winnipeg's 4-game winning streak on the line. Overall, the Goldeyes have played real good baseball these last 4. Just one of those nights here tonight at Shaw Park in the finale of this series. RedHawks also trying to break a 10-game losing streak head-to-head against the Goldeyes. The 0-2 pitch. High fly ball in the air to right center field. Jackson over to his left. Jackson is under in the right center field gap. Reaches to his left and makes the grab. The inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left on base. End of 8 innings here at Shaw Park. 11-2 RedHawks and Jewel 101.
Great golf is just minutes away at Bell Acres Golf and Country Club. Golf 9 or 18 holes on one of the finest championship-style courses in Manitoba. And don't forget to ask about their seasonal memberships. But there's more than just great golf at Bell Acres. Book your next event in their fantastic banquet room. With a friendly staff, fantastic view, and room for up to 220 people. It's perfect for weddings, corporate events, and tournaments. Discover great golf and more at Bell Acres Golf and Country Club. Just 20 minutes from downtown Winnipeg. Visit bellacres.com.
The only thing better than taking in a Goldeyes game is taking to the water. Now you have a chance to breeze across the lake in your very own Alumacraft boat. At select Goldeyes home games, swing by the promenade before the game and enter to win a V16 Series Alumacraft boat complete with a trailer and a 25 horsepower motor, courtesy of Alumacraft and the Winnipeg Goldeyes. The winner will be drawn during the last series of the regular season. Can't wait? Purchase your Alumacraft boat at Curtin Marine in Winnipeg.
To some, he is a hero. To others, merely heroic. But to us, he's a Pools Hall of Famer. Raised on highlights and minor league stats, he played his game cards like he played Division 12 slow pitch. To win. Home team? Check. Visiting team? Check. Champion? Check. Be a legend. With Sports Select, Pools players won over $7 million last year. Pick the winning teams today at your lottery retailer. Remember, keep it a game.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes baseball on Jewel 101.
Top of the ninth inning at Shaw Park. Goldeyes trail the RedHawks by a score of 11-2. New pitcher in the game for Winnipeg. It's the right-hander Chris Kissick, who will make his 32nd appearance of the season. That ties him for the second most in the league, trailing only his teammate Brandon Lafferty, who has made 37 appearances. Kissick 0-3, 11 saves, a 3.52 earned run average, 30 2/3 innings, 30 hits, 8 walks, 27 strikeouts. Opponents batting .256 this year against Chris Kissick. Kissick 6'4", 185 pounds, a 29-year-old right-hander from Trail, British Columbia. He'll face 7, 8, and 9 Brandon Tripp, Sawyer Carroll, and Anthony Cascaden. Brandon Tripp 1 out of 4 in this game with a double and a run score. Left-hand batter. And the first pitch, swinging a line drive foul the other way. It's 0-1. Kissick takes over for Cephas Howard. He worked a scoreless 8. 1 inning, 1 hit, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Howard threw 17 pitches. So Kissick, the 5th reliever and 6th pitcher used tonight by the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Winnipeg has strung together 3 straight zeros. The big inning tonight, a 5 spot by the RedHawks in the top half of the 3rd. They would add 2 in the 4th and 3 in the 5th. The 0-1 pitch hit on the ground, foul to the right, got on top of a splitter, and the count is 0-2. Kissick last pitched last Thursday, the final game of that 5-game series against the St. Paul Saints. He worked a scoreless 9th in a non-save situation. And into the ball game at a ground ball double play to second base. 0-2 on Brandon Tripp. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball to the right side. Casey Harther makes the backhand stop. Underhand flip to Kissick, who gets to the bag in plenty of time. 1 out and nobody on. Here in the top half of the 9th inning. Tripp stands so wide open, his front foot, the right foot for a left-hand batter, is almost outside of the left-hand batter's box on that far right line. Here's Sawyer Carroll has had a huge night. A single, a walk, a double, and 4 runs batted in. Between he and C.J. Rutherford, they have driven in 7 the RedHawks 11 runs. Carroll has also fly to center field and officialed 2 for 3 tonight. Trying to break out of a mini funk. First pitch, fastball, taken just outside 1-0. Carroll up and down this season. He got off to a .333 start over the first 25 games. He had 198 on the next 25. Then had an 8-game hitting streak. Then went 2 for 19 in his next 6. But he's had a good series here against the Goldeyes. Swing and a foul tip. That's held by Jordan Guyon. The count is 1-1. An 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Chris Kissick in his second year with the Winnipeg Goldeyes. And he has been one of the top relief pitchers in the league. 1 out, no one on in the ninth. 11-2 in favor of the RedHawks. Another righty is warming up in the RedHawks bullpen. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses just low and inside. That one touched 90 miles an hour. And it's now 2 balls and 1 strike. Walking to the ballpark earlier this morning, actually bumped into Chris Kissick. His wife Shauna, their newborn son Kyron. A little over a month old. Fastball just inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. And also Chris Kissick's mother-in-law. They were walking the streets downtown just outside of Broadway. They were on their way to tour the Legislative Building before Chris reported to the ballpark earlier this afternoon. So a nice day. It was a gorgeous afternoon. That weather was continued here this evening. The 3-1 pitch. Fastball on the inside half. Carroll tried to sell the walk. Bobby Feaster called it a strike. It's now 3-2. Anthony Cascaden waits on deck. 11 runs, 11 hits, and no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Goldeyes. Kissick brings the hands together. The 3-2 pitch. Hit foul the other way, and it's still 3 balls and 2 strikes. Chris was pushing the stroller, and little Kyron was tuckered out on their way to the Legislative Building down on Broadway. So a nice afternoon for the Kissick family and their newborn son, Kyron Christopher Kissick, who was born when the Goldeyes were on a road trip back during the month of June. Another 3-2. Splitter just inside ball 4. A 1-out walk, and Carroll is on base for a 4th time tonight. That'll bring up Anthony Cascaden. Cascaden is 0 for 4. Twice he has grounded out to short. Hit into the unconventional double play in the 3rd. And then he was robbed on a great leaping attempt by Tyler Kuhn in the top of the 7th. Casey Arthur not holding on Sawyer Carroll at first. 1 on, 1 out, top half of the 9th. Goldeyes down by a score of 11-2. First pitch, fastball, taken just low, 1 ball and no strikes. So last couple of hitters here, Bobby Feaster has really tightened up the zone on Chris Kissick. The pitcher warming up in the RedHawks bullpen appears to be their closer, Nate Garcia, who might be getting some work in the bottom of the 9th. Swinging a high pop-up foul off to the right side. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. And indeed, it is Nate Garcia who is warming up. So Fuqua pitched a scoreless 8th, and it looks like Garcia will work the bottom of the 9th. The RedHawks, like the Goldeyes, have tomorrow off. They will wait for the St. Paul Saints to come into town on Friday evening. The 1-1 pitch. Swinging a chopper towards third, tough play, a foul ball just beyond the reach of Jake Blackwood. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Winnipeg with 1 more series going into the All-Star break. And it'll be a tough one facing the former champions, the Railcats, in a place where the Railcats have always thrived, U.S. Steel Yard. Even if Winnipeg is unable to come back, it has still been a successful year against the RedHawks. Swinging a bouncer off his front foot, a foul ball. It rolls to the mound. Carroll will stay at first, and Cascaden will still have a 1-2 count at the plate. Even if Fargo wins tonight, the Goldeyes will have gone 10-3 against the RedHawks. And if, in fact, the Goldeyes are able to unseat the RedHawks as North Division champions, a crown the RedHawks have won each of the last 2 years, you will certainly be able to point to the season series as one of the key factors. Splitter grounded towards the third base bag, a foul ball. It hopped over, but it was just to the left, and it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. And really a welcome turnaround after the RedHawks had played well against the Goldeyes in the regular season the last 2 years. Most importantly, Winnipeg was able to break that long regular season losing streak at Newman Outdoor Field. It had been 9 straight going back to 2012. The Goldeyes eventually went 4 in a row in that ballpark. Fastball down and inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes, including the sweep That was earlier this month. RedHawks have always been one of the top teams in independent baseball, now in their 19th season. Over the first 18, they have had just one losing year, and in the other 17, the win percentage has not only been over 500, hit in the air, foul the other way. And it's still 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's been over 550. And Fargo has won 5 championships along the way. They are still looking for their first in the American Association. They last won in the Northern League, winning back-to-back titles in 2009 and 2010, the final 2 years of the Northern League. Another 2-2 pitch, splitter checked his swing, and it's out in front. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Long at bat here by Anthony Cascade, and really wants to get at least 1 hit in this ball game. He is the only Red Hawk who has not reached base with either a hit or a walk. 7 different Red Hawks have at least 1 hit. This will be the 9th pitch coming up. Kissick comes set, and the 3-2. High pop-up, shallow right. Waiting for it is Josh Mazzola. Mazzola there and makes the catch. 2 men down here in the 9th inning as Carroll goes back to first base. Well, that was good to see from Anthony Cascaden. A second-year professional grinded out an at-bat in an 11-2 game in the top of the 9th. Now Zach Penpray steps up. Penpray's 1 for 3. A double, 2 walks, and he has scored 2 runs. Sawyer Carroll, the runner on first and 2 men down. Chris Kissick comes set. And the first pitch, fastball. This is just low. Another pretty good looking pitch by Chris Kissick. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball clocked at 85 miles an hour. Penpraise has doubled now in 2 straight games. And he now has 19 doubles on the season. Fastball taken outside of the count. It's 2-0. That puts Penpraise in 9th place in the American Association in 2 base hits. C.J. Rutherford now tied with Casey Harther for most in the league. The 2-0, fastball down the middle at the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. So the RedHawks taking a ton of pitches here. Last 3 hitters, Carroll, Cascaden, and Penpraise. They have not swung the bat a ton. Ida will set up away. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball, that's on the outside corner. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Penpraise with an even count. The RedHawks, if they hold on in the bottom of the 9th, would improve to 31 and 34. And would still trail the Saints in the wild card race. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Zach Penpraise frozen by Chris Kissick. Never swung the bat. No runs, no hits, and 1 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th at Shaw Park. 11-2 in favor of the RedHawks on Jewel 101.
This is Goldeyes Baseball on 100.7 CFJL. Jewel 101, Winnipeg.
It's the windup, and here's the pitch. Right in the mouth.
I think he lost the tooth there.
Sure looks that way. I bet he's glad he's covered by Manitoba Blue Cross. Big dental bill there.
Just like sports, life can throw you a curveball. And while provincial health care doesn't cover ambulance rides, dental care, or all prescription drugs, Manitoba Blue Cross has coverage options to keep you in the game.
Manitoba Blue Cross, the color of caring.
Visit mb.bluecross.ca to find out more.
While there is no known cure for ALS, there is hope. The ALS Society of Manitoba supports families affected by ALS. Their client services coordinator works with your family to determine your needs, and the Brummett-Feasby ALS House provides 24-hour care designed to specifically meet the needs of people living with ALS, because hope is important in the lives of those affected by ALS. The ALS Society of Manitoba, they help their people every way they can. Visit alsmb.ca.
This summer, Downtown Winnipeg Biz wants you to get a taste of downtown Winnipeg with restaurant tours starting in June. Hit 4 patios in one evening on the patio crawl tour. Cycle to 7 restaurants on the movable feast tour. Check out up-and-coming musicians at the Almost Famous Music Tour. Let Winnipeg Wine take you to the city's top restaurants for a tasting that includes a night in a luxury downtown hotel. See the full lineup of tours and get your tickets today at downtownwinnipegbiz.com.
And now, back to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball on Jewel 101.
inning at Shaw Park, 11-2 in favor of the RedHawks. New pitcher of the game, closer Nate Garcia will get some work and will make his first appearance of the series. Pitching change brought to you by Johnson Waste Management. Call 452-0909. Garcia, 22 games this year, all in relief, 0-1, 14 saves, tied for third in the league. A 5.23 ERA, 20 2/3 innings, 18 hits, 11 walks, 24 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .234 against Nate Garcia. They'll take on Luis Allen, Jordan Guida, and Brock Bond, 8-9-1. Nate Garcia, 6 foot, 190 pounds, a 26-year-old righty from San Jose, California. Allen swings, grounds it to the left to second. It's through to center for a base hit. A leadoff single for Luis Allen, grounds one up the middle, and that'll bring up Jordan Guida, 1 for 3. A single, a strikeout, and a hard line out to left. He has also scored a run. Garcia last pitched on Saturday against the Sioux Falls Canaries, and he worked a scoreless 9th and a 4-2 win. Struck out 2 to pick up the save, his 14th of the year. Now the ERA, 5.23. It's high for a closer, but it comes with an asterisk. Garcia has really been one of the top closers in the league. The reason that ERA is so high is in large part due to the Goldeyes. First pitch to Guida, fastball, looked low, 92 miles an hour. It's called a strike by Bobby Feaster, and it's 0-1. Garcia, in his first 22 appearances of the year, has not given up a run in 16 of them, an earned run. Here's the 0-1 pitch, fastball low and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. But on July 6th, the game the Goldeyes would win 14 of 4 and score 10 runs with 2 outs in the 9th. Garcia was on the hook for 6 of those earned runs in a third of an inning. And it's very tough for a reliever to overcome an outing like that. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside, 2-1. So it's not a situation where Garcia has pitched to a 5.23 ERA the whole season. He's actually been very good, but has had one very rough outing that has inflated the earned run average. Allen on first, nobody out. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, blew a fastball by him, 92 miles an hour. And it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you take out that outing, 6 earned in a third of an inning against the Goldeyes on the 6th of July, Newman Outdoor Field, Garcia's ERA is just 2.65. Righty against righty. The 2-2 pitch hit in the air, foul the other way. And it's still 2-2 on Jordan Guida with Brock Bond waiting on deck. Bond will get one last shot to extend the hitting streak to 10 in a row. RedHawks 11 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The Goldeyes 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors. Luis Allen, the runner on first, and no one down. 2-2 the count on Jordan Guida. Right-hand batter stands a couple inches up in the box. And the pitch popped him up, foul behind the plate, so Guida is battling here against Nate Garcia, and the count is still 2-2. Garcia gets a new baseball from Bobby Feaster, the outfield medium depth and a half step the other way. Jordan Guida in his second year with the Winnipeg Goldeyes, former Detroit Tigers farmhand. Another 2-2 pitch, ground ball towards the hole, base hit past the reach of Penfraze, and the Goldeyes have 2 on with nobody out here in the 9th inning. Back-to-back singles and a well-fought hit for Jordan Guida, fouled off a couple of tough pitches from a hard-throwing righty. Now it's back to the top for Brock Bond. Winnipeg has a long ways to go. They're down by 9, but they put the first 2 hitters on base. Brock Bond, a tough 0 for 4. He grounds it out to shortstop in the first. And in his last 3 at-bats, he has hit the ball very hard to left. They have all been in the direction of Anthony Cascade, who has made the catch. Switch hitter left-handed. Fastball low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. So Bond, with a 9-game hitting streak on the line, will get one more chance. This is Bond's 5th at-bat. He has reached base in 28 of the first 30 games as a member of Winnipeg. The pitch, that fastball, a little bit low, 91 miles an hour for ball 2. Kevin Fuqua pitched the 8th, a scoreless inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, no strikeouts. He threw 17 pitches. See if the Goldeyes can at least make Nate Garcia a little bit nervous here in the 9th. 2 on, no one down. The 2-0 to Bond. Fastball, that's on the outside corner. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Garcia in his first season with the RedHawks, originally from Santa Clara, California, lives in San Jose in the offseason. Former 16th round pick by the Rays in 2010 out of Santa Clara University. The 2-1 to Bond. Fastball high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Josh Mazzola waits on deck. Garcia was in high A last season. He had a good year for the Charlotte Checkers of the Florida State League. He went 3-4 with a 3.48 ERA. And he finished 8th in the Florida State League with 13 saves. The 3-1 pitch hit in the air towards deep left center. Long one for Jackson, going back, still going back, reaches, makes the catch in the gap. Allen goes back to second, and Guida goes back to first. For a 4th straight at bat, Brock Bond drives it the other way, and Nick Jackson runs this one down on the edge of the running track in left center. So Brock Bond, nothing to hang his head about tonight. He could easily have 4 base hits, and that one he just hit the other way. Gearing up in that fastball from Nate Garcia. Might have been the hardest ball he's hit tonight. So that brings up Josh Mazzola, first and second, 1 down. Mazzola 0 for 4, right-hand batter. Garcia from the stretch, line drive to left field, coming on Cascade, and he plays it in a hop for a base hit. Allen goes to third, the throw going in a second, and Guida will get there just ahead of the throw from Anthony Cascade, and so Mazzola lines a single to left field. The runners had a hold to make sure that wasn't caught. And in the end, it turns into a single. The 3rd hit given up by Garcia in the inning. This will send out the pitching coach, Freddie Flores, to the mound. Tyler Kuhn now steps up. He's had a perfect night, an RBI single, 3 walks. Bases full and 1 away. See if Winnipeg can keep things going here in the bottom half of the 9th. The Goldeyes have only been out hit 11-8. They trail 11-2 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Freddie Flores will head back to the dugout. Tyler Kuhn, a left-hand hitter, came in at .356, the 3rd best average in the American Association.
Number 3, Tyler Kuhn.
He'll bat with 3 runners on base. He has a grand slam homer this year, came against the RedHawks on June 30th. So Nate Garcia trying to avoid a similar fate to the one he suffered against Winnipeg on July 6th. The first pitch, fastball down low, 87 miles an hour. 1 ball and 0 strikes. Now again, with the RedHawks having tomorrow off, it's not a spot where you've got to hurry up to get somebody else warm, because you don't want to waste bullets here from Nate Garcia. He'll get a day of rest tomorrow. So the RedHawks hoping that Garcia can find a way to get a couple more outs here in the 9th. The pitch, fastball, down low. And it's now 2 balls and 0 strikes. Garcia in his career, a lifetime 3.53 ERA, 34 career saves. He's averaged 8.5 strikeouts per 9 in 5 professional seasons. Luis Allen is on 3rd. Jordan Guida on 2nd. Josh Mazzola on 1st and 1 man down. Garcia comes set in the 2-0 to Kuhn. Fastball, catches the outside corner, 87 miles an hour. So now it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 11 runs, 11 hits, no errors for the RedHawks. 2 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Goldeyes. Runners lead from all 3 bases. The outfield median depth and a couple steps the other way against the left-hand batting Tyler Kuhn. 2-1 pitch on the outside corner, strike 2. An 85-mile-an-hour fastball. So it's 2-2 now on the Goldeyes shortstop. Casey Harther waits on deck. Garcia, during his career at Santa Clara University, mostly a starter, a 4-year player. He went 23-23. Swing and a miss at a fastball away. So Kuhn is struck out for the 2nd out here in the 9th inning. Casey Harther will step up. Last chance to keep it going for Winnipeg. Harther tonight 0 for 4. He's hit into a fielder's choice, flied out twice to right, and he has fouled out to the 3rd baseman, Ronnie Berkman. And that was the pop-up over by the Goldeyes on deck circle, where Berkman kind of cut in front of Petey Paramore, who had it lined up. And Paramore didn't see Berkman coming into the last second. Unfortunately, both players were okay. And there was no collision. Fastball, that catches the inside half, and the count is 0-1. Bases full and 2 outs are in the bottom of the 9th inning. The RedHawks leading the Goldeyes by a score of 11-2. Fargo 1 out away from salvaging the finale of this 3-game series. The 0-1 pitch, slider outside and low. First real breaking ball we've seen in the inning. It's some sharp break. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Not a safe situation here in the 9-run lead, but Garcia has not worked in 4 days. Runners take a lead all 3 bases. The 1-1 to Harder. Hit in the air, foul off his hands to the right. That'll reach the crowd. It's now 1-2. Casey had a grand slam homer for the Goldeyes last season. That was in early June here at Shaw Park, and it went to the opposite field. He has hit 7 homers this year and began the night tied for 11th in the league with 41 runs batted in. Right-hander against right-hander. The 1-2 pitch, slider grounded the other way, just foul to the right of the first base bag. And it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake Blackwood's had a good night. 2 hits and a walk, waits on deck. And Harder can keep it going. Allen on third, Gaida on second, Mazzola on first, and 2 outs. 11-2 Fargo, bottom half of the 9th inning. Garcia leads in off the first base side of the rubber. He's got the sign from P.D. Paramore. Another 1-2 pitch. Pop-up foul behind the plate. Arthur got a piece of a 91-mile-an-hour fastball high in the zone. And stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Garcia ruffles up a new baseball. The Saints would pull within 2.5 games. If the RedHawks close out this win, they'd be 2.5 back of the Goldeyes going into tomorrow. Another 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, strike 3 call in the inside corner, and the ball game is over. Arthur thought it was in. Nate Garcia gets the call, 3rd strike, and the Goldeyes fall tonight by a final score of 11-2 to the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks. In the 9th inning, no runs. There were 3 hits and 3 runners left on base. Our final score here at Shaw Park, it's the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks 11 and the Winnipeg Goldeyes 2. Back with the Sports Select post-game show after this on Jewel 101.
Thanks for listening to Winnipeg Goldeyes Baseball. Stay tuned for comments from Goldeyes players and coaches. The Winnipeg Goldeyes Sports Select post-game show is next on Jewel 101.
When's the last time your bank gave you a great big kiss when you walked through the door?
Excuse me?
That's what they do at Sonova Credit Union. Their DOG, you know, Director of Greetings, is a St. Bernard who welcomes all members.
Wow, can he schedule appointments too?
No need. At Sonova, you don't need an appointment, ever. Drop by whenever works for you. Bank brighter with Sonova Credit Union at one of their 11 branches throughout Manitoba, with convenient 7 days a week service in Winnipeg.
Here's the pitch, and it's a grand slam! Here they come. Cans, juice boxes, glass and plastic bottles into the bin.